God bless you. You are welcome once again to IPOB Truth Bearers Sunday School with us, the IPOB Truth Bearers. And today is 12th of February 2022. We have come once again to educate Biafrans, to educate the humanity at large as much as we can. And on the foundation of the truth. The truth is the foundation of salvation, of all ramification. The truth is the greatest characteristic of the Most High God, Jesus Christ himself. And the truth is the foundation of love. Out of the love we have for humanity, and to be precise, Biafrans, from the bottom of our heart, we have come once again to do the needful by speaking out the truth, speaking truth to justice, and also speaking truth to human rights, speaking truth to freedom, because for those who are into captivities in different forms. Some people are into political captivity, some spiritual captivity, some psychological captivity, some captivities under religion, some captivities for criminalities, some are also held captive being innocent. So we have come to be liberating humanity, and it is about global conspiracy. It is about the dungeon hell on the earth called Nigeria by colonization. Some people speak half-truths, and the half-truth can never actually liberate the captives from their captivity. Some people speak 1/4, some people speak 3/4 of the truth, while some do not even speak the truth at all. But we come to speak the truth because we really mean well for humanity. There are things going on in our land, and we have seen what the Nigerian government and their terrorist bankers are doing to the people. We have seen the level of injustice, oppression, and the target they have on the southern Nigerians, most especially, because as we speak, they are fighting economic jihad, economic emasculation against us, the Southerners, as they call us, the Southern Nigerians. Yet, the same money they have seized from our people, they are sharing freely to their own people in the North. Their people do not struggle to go to bank to get money, and the bank do not seize their money. Last time we heard about a closure of a particular bank, and also I have heard some other people making videos stating that Zenith Bank is about to be closed and Nigeria-wide. So what are you still doing? Why are you still talking about one Nigeria? One Nigeria cannot liberate the people. I saw Shegun Kuti, one of the sons of a late Fela Kuti, making a video where he was interviewed by Shegun of a channel television. And he narrated in detail, Shegun Kuti narrated in detail why P2B, Atiku Abubakar, and Tinubu can resolve the Nigerian matter, that they can never build Nigeria, giving wonderful analysis. But my disappointment and my displeasure with him is that he ended up to say, let the Nigerian populace, the Nigerian youth, take Nigeria back. That is what grieved me concerning all of his statements. So I began to imagine, so upon how far I have been trying to be liberating all these people, they are still talking about taking Nigeria back. In which way? Nigeria can never be taken back. Some other person made a video entitling it how Nigeria came to come to be, and the commercialization intention of the colonists who amalgamated 3 to 4 different nations, calling it Nigeria. And in the end, he was still talking about taking Nigeria back by the Nigerian populace. But we are here telling you that you cannot take Nigeria back to reform Nigeria. Rather, you can only, at most, You just calm the situation a little. Then they will set another trap. While you will be waiting and relaxing, they will come and consume everything they want to consume, everybody that they want to consume. Why are you afraid to be on your own, as your own nation, as a Yoruba man, as a Biafran, that is forming your Odudua nation? Why are you afraid, as a Northerner who is not a Fulani, to have your own nation? Why are even some Biafrans are still afraid? Even I have seen one comedian who got American passport, then running away from Nigeria, and was in America telling others back home to take Nigeria back. He could not take Nigeria back, he ran away, and staying in America, telling the home base to take Nigeria back. So you may ask, myself that is talking, am I not in diaspora? Yes, I am in diaspora, and I'm telling you, you cannot take Nigeria back, because I know it is impossible. It is the same Nigeria that have frustrated all of us in diaspora out of the territory. The kind of security we enjoy here, the kind of environment, healthcare system, and many other things, even though we spend, also we pay for it, but there is the work. We do work and we get our money, we pay our taxes. But in Nigeria, even if you have the money, the proper medication is not available. Then talk about those who do not have the money to afford for medication. What is their state? Then you go for the medication, you see fake drug, everything, inadequate products being used upon sick people. Sicknesses that should not even kill a fowl will go ahead to kill human beings because of impropriety, because of underdevelopment. And at times, it is being affected by mediocre education, because it is colonial education in Nigeria. People are not well educated. So even the people who you call your government, they run away from Nigeria, come into diaspora for their own medication. What do you think about that? And these things are repeating in different dimensions. They only reform, or they will rebrand their fraud and present to you. Then you grab it with joy, only for you to come to realize that you have been once again defrauded. We are tired of the Nigerian fraudulence, and we know their tricks. We know what they know. That is the reason we keep on calling upon you. But the reason you do not pay us the appropriate attention is because most of you concentrate on those who have name, on those who have money, on those who have connection. And as I speak, some of you are still dreaming to have connections among them. And that is the reason they continue to use it as traps to you. That is the reason they continue to make you like fowls, whom they throw corn to. And you forget about all of the suffering you have been suffering all this while. That is the reason even many of IPOB members are today shouting obedience movement, obedience whatever. These are the people who were shouting about Biafra restoration 3 years ago, 2 years ago. When I told them that it is when we get close to the election time, you will really know those who are talking about Nigeria disintegration, because that is where the solution lies. With the exception of that, you cannot get the proper solution. P2B is just a person. P2B is not the fraudulent structure. And they will never allow him to change the fraudulent structure. Neither can Atiku, neither can Tinubu. All of them going there, they are going to go and protect their own interest inside of the fraudulent structure. All they need is to get your endorsement via election and the voting. That is all they need. So it must be one out of the three that should win the election. And it is the same people. It is not about changing the situation. It is all about you changing your slave masters, changing your sellout. Those who go to London, going to America, going to different parts of the world to go and sell the birthright and the future of their own people. These are the people, they are just rotating, reshuffling among you, and you are gallantly voting them, picking and voting while you are still running around the circle. But we have come, that we do what we do. If you give us your attentive ears, we will deliver you, we will speak sense into your medulla oblongata. From here you will begin to change your mind, from where you begin to act upon the content of your mind, which is channeled on the path of liberation, because that is what God had assigned us to do, and we cannot stop doing it. We'll be doing it in different ways, and that is the reason of the existence of this platform, IPOB Truth Bearers. And if you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, this is IPOB BIAFRA TV, Treasury of Excellent Knowledge, where we give you everything raw. And this is to tell you the reason our world is still in chaos and many people are not liberated, because many people hate the truth. When you tell them the truth to their bone marrow, where the truth hits against their corruption, against their own weaknesses, they will not listen to you. Even though they may hear you, but they will not take your word. They will take the word for granted. That is the reason our people are not progressing to liberating themselves, because what they do is trying to get the resolution to the problem, but in the wrong way. Application of wrong solution cause more problems in addition to the problems on ground. So I want to pass the microphone to my comrade, Mama Patricia. My name is Evangelist Inimakalo. Evangelist Inimakalo, who hails from Ohafia and in Abia. I domicile in the city of Valencia, Spain, from where I am talking to you. May God bless you as my comrade pick up the microphone. Mama Patricia, go ahead.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you, Colin, so much. Yeah, good afternoon and welcome all of you on board, Biafrans. We welcome you this afternoon, this very sunny Sunday, from our heart of love. We extend it to all of you, wherever you are residing. Once again, we are here, doing what we have vowed to do, doing what we know is right and just before God and man to do. That is why we will not relent like our leader. That is why nobody will shut our mouth, because even Mazi in the dungeon, his mouth is not shut. You know, Paul in the Bible was put in prison, and he said, you can put me with chain and key, lock in prison. You can bind me in the prison. But this truth, this gospel of salvation, of redemption, of freedom, can never be changed. It's like air we breathe. It came straight from the throne of God, the maker, the creator of heaven and earth, the God of justice and equity and righteousness, holy, and does not take part with any man. Doesn't matter the legions of demons you have backing you. Already we know the demons, the Satan, the devil, all the principalities has been conquered. So he, the sole holder, the key of everything, the source of everything. So just like he has brought the air and we are breathing it, and no man can seize that air from you to breathe it, unless those who are murderers that can snuff your life out of you. And those people, they already know their state with God. He has already put them where they will belong. So this truth cannot be shut down, as we are saying. You cannot imprison it. You can't bury it. Worst, when you bury it, by the time you look, it has sprung up like a big tree with branches and has brought forth many fruits of righteousness. So there's nothing anyone can work against the truth when the truth itself is God himself. So if you think you're somewhat important and powerful, then you have to go to God and wrestle out the truth from him, knowing that it is impossible. So we are here this afternoon, as usual, unrelenting, not backing down, because we cannot be bribed. Our Master, His Excellency, the President of Biafra, Onyendu Biafra, Ezigbo Biafra, you cannot do anything against the anointed, mandated servant of the Most High God. So this truth and this mission God has given him, which he has come and laid down the foundation and we are following, can never be buried or be bribed or be shut down. All these men that are working left and right and center, whether internationally and locally, they know that they are wasting their time. They are wasting their time because once God has given his word to his prophet and he has released it, the power of that word, which is God himself, goes to make a way for himself, and no man can withstand it. So Biafrans, our leader has given us the prophecy. He said what? Biafra must be restored. That it will seem impossible. That is why he said it's the last miracle on earth. So that by the time it comes, nobody will say it because I spoke better. It's because I contributed financially. It's because I was intelligent. It's because of this or that. Everyone will know, just like the Bible said, every knee will bow and every tongue will confess that Jesus is Lord. That is how every woman and spirit even will come to the conclusion that this is nothing but the finger of God, as it was in the days of Egyptian and Israel, when the Pharaoh and his magician tried to combat with God's miracles or wonders. At a point, they themselves confessed that this is the finger of God. So, Biafrans, we are following our indefatigable leader, our incorruptible leader, the man that God sent to the universe of Africa, the continent of Africa, sent him to come and liberate Biafrans, sent him to come and liberate the black race in general. And he said, except Biafra is set free, Africa as a whole, black man as a whole, will never come to anything. And he equally said that when God wants to do something, which we know, we agree with him, it's a truth. God always starts with one man to do a thing. He started with Adam to bring all of us out. He started with Moses, or Abraham rather, to bless the whole nation. The same way Martin Luther and the rest of them to liberate Americans black. The same way now God has chosen to use Biafra to set Africa free, black race free. So it doesn't matter how you argue it, it doesn't matter how you push it backwards, it doesn't matter how you go around telling lies, trying to take and reap where you didn't sow, trying to bury everything to make sure that you are the only man standing. That was what Pharaoh did when he ordered for the killing of the children between 3 years and down, because he wants to get at Moses, or he wants to get at Jesus. At the end, the same Pharaoh died, and Jesus did the job by which he was called. It is the same we are telling the whole world. Britain, Fulani Janjaweed, France, Germany, everyone that is fighting, even within Biafra, fighting against what God has put in place. Just to know it, your conscience will tell you you're wasting your time, because nobody has ever withstood God's word from being established. So Biafrans, the remnants, we are telling all of us, and you listening, stay your ground, stay your post, guide your loins, quit as men, and be incorruptible like our leader. Because Biafra has been destined to be restored, and so will it be. My name is Patricia, and I hail from Anambra. Anambra is in Biafra land. I am a Biafran, sold to get Biafra, and nobody will trade with this freedom that I've already acquired with my group, with the remnants that are remaining. We must get it because God assigned it. Thank you as you buckle up your seatbelts and come in here, hop up here, listen to what we are going to discuss, put your views, put your ideas, and don't share away from truth. It will only make you bolder and lively. Thank you, Biafrans. I hand over to you, Collins.
God bless you, Mama Patricia. Over to you, Veteran. Are you available?
Not yet. Right on, please. I'm coming.
Okay. So let us pray.
And heaven is bearing us witness. My Lord and my God, we must pray because I have preaching to do. If you don't have data, go and buy data. Borrow money from people this night to buy data, because we are going to preach as we have been mandated by heaven to do. And there is nothing anybody can do to stop us. All platforms are go. I don't even know how I'm going to preach this gospel tonight because it is too deep, way too deep, I assure you. Let's begin with a very simple prayer. Jehovah, Elohim, Adonai, El Shaddai. Obuso dianga kangesiwe jare manna nkimeligwe. Uso dianga kangesiwe kokwa hansori. Nime mo na ezioku. Kameso amagwe baso mo na nkebere de ngosi. Kinje iwe pota na nso ebo Biafra na nkimeligwe. Obuso dianga kangesiwe feri. Ni no bona na gibu Chineke. Ika manu bahu. Ni kereka na kwisi ala nyegi. Mo na madu na sopro. Lena papa ndo n'igwe. Lekwa anyanwụ, lekwa ọnwa. Lekwa ihe nke gị onwe eze bede ngozi. Akwa anyị esi na ede mma. Anyị onwe anyị bụ ụmụ Biafra. Na ndị nwere onwe na-amasị n'ụwa niile wee gbaa aka ọ n'abalị ige okwu nsọ nke gị. Nkịta anyị ka ebe gbasa ebe ndị dị ndụ nọ. Ka i wee chaa na ala nsọ bụ Biafra nna nke ime eluigwe. Ka i wee dọpụta ụmụ gị n'ọbụ nke ekwensu. Look at the Britain anywhere. You is in a culture full of Janjaweed where was Gandhi. This is not banana you put in your mother dent. I know you go Punic and Canyon and Gabriel and Goss. Obusina Marage, Nebere. Anyị wee na-arịọ gị ka i wee zọpụta anyị nna nke ebere n'aka ajọ ihe, ka i wee nye anyị ezi echiche, ezi nghọta, amamihe, ọganihu, ịhụnanya, mmekọrịta nwanne na nwanne, ka ekwuru wee si n'ụmụ iwu nna ya nke igwe wee nyefee, ka amara gị na ihe gị wee bata n'ebe ndị gị nọ, n'ihi na ọ bụ naanị gị bụ Chineke. Anyị wee na-akpụ isi ala ndị gị wee na-aja gị mma, wee na-eto gị, na-asị onye kere eluigwe maka elu ụwa, mana nweghị onye kere ya. Onye ndị mmụọ ozi na-efe wee na-agọzi aha nsọ ya mgbe niile. Onye ọ bụ naanị ya bụ ebighị ebi, ekele, otuto, nsọpụrụ, ịja mma dịrị sọsọ aha nsọ gị, enweghị onye ọzọ, ugbu a ma ruo mgbe niile ebi. Ka anyị na-arịọ gị ise ise ise, ọkwa n'ozi ọma Chineke. Hey, I'm sure you have your pen and your paper ready, all of you, all over the world, because we are going to preach.
Hello, beautiful family. How are you all doing? Thank you for your love. Thank you for your support. So, my wonderful family, today I have a wonderful one.
Please, I'm here.
Okay, veteran. Just pick up the microphone. Just pick up the microphone.
Hello. IPOB. One
family.
IPOB. One
family.
IPOB.
One family.
One family.
IPOB.
Ụmụnne, ụmụ Biafra, ndị Chineke chọrọ mma, ndị Chineke ji amamihe chọọ mma, ndị Chineke ji onyinye dị iche iche chọọ mma. Ana m ekele unu na mbụ awa. Ana m asị onye nọ ebe ọ nọ, ọwụ n'ugwu, ọwụ na ndịda, were ekele ekele, ọwụ good morning, or good afternoon, or good night, or good morning, whichever one, depending on your time zone. I salute you. Lovers of freedom everywhere, I salute you. We have come again today, this Sunday school, this evangelism, enlightenment, meant to align us to the principles of our leader, the principles of freedom, the principles of liberation, the principles of fearlessness. Our leader is fearless, even before his enemies. And he also expected that we do the same, fearless. He taught us, encouraged us. It doesn't matter how poor, it doesn't matter how dangerous the situation may be. He has encouraged us to be ourselves, to take up the challenge. Because something happened to me last time. I got a revelation. And that revelation was Jehoshua told us, carry your cross and follow me. And I said, carry your cross and follow me. Until this time, there have been varied understanding. And it occurred to me. I said, this is the right thing for us to do. To follow our leader with a clean heart, with a fearless heart, with a sacrificial heart. That is what we are supposed to do now. But one thing that makes me annoyed, that baffles me, that surprises me, which I want you also to give me an answer. Why do we hate ourselves? I have asked this question before. Why? I, as a person, hating myself. And we as people, Ndi Igbo, Ndi Shoji, especially Ndi Igbo, why do we hate ourselves? Why do we hate ourselves? I was with some stupid people last time because one of them called me with the profile of Obi Kererenke. And as soon as I saw that picture, I went mad. I told that foolish person, please don't ever call me again. He said, sir, why? I said, because you are my enemy. If you had to parade Peter Obi's picture or profile, you are my number one enemy. Because Peter Obi is the number one enemy of Biafra today. He is the number one enemy. The other politicians are there. All of them put together. They are the number one enemies. Apart from Britain. Apart from Fulani. Because all okay no no green no Peter Obi, who signed that contract to keep you, because I'm almost gone, to keep you in a perpetual bondage, in a perpetual slavery. And you are carrying his profile all over the place. And you have no position, you have nothing. And you think you are in your right senses. Any Biafran that does not see Peter Obi as our number one enemy need to be burnt alive. Because somebody like Peter Obi, who saw what we have passed through and what we are passing through and what they will still pass through, and he still wants to bring you together for his nonsense new Nigeria. I've asked him before, where will the old one be? How are you going to make amendments of the old one to build a new one? Before you, over 10 million Biafrans have been killed, both during the war, before the war, after the war, and even now. When you calculate every Biafran that has been killed, it's over 10 million. And you still want to stand on the graves. Some of them didn't have any grave. Some of them had a general pit. And most of them, their spirits are still on the way. Because according to our culture, when you do not give a dead man a befitting burial, he or she has no rest. He is still hanging. And many of our brethren, brothers, sisters are still hanging because they have not received the right burial, and they have not received what they died for. Because these people, these heroes that have died, will only be at rest when they see Biafra in place. They cannot rest until they see Biafra. So whatever you are doing, forgetting this very truth, this very fact, you are building on sand. You are building on a slippery ground. It's either you join to get Biafra or you die. These are the two things. Our leaders have made it clear. Either we get Biafra or we die getting it. That is our position. And any person going contrary to this is an enemy, a perpetual enemy of Biafra. And Biafra will swallow such a person. Be you P2B, be you Ikegweremadu, be you Abaribe, be you the idiotic governors of the so-called Eastern region and the South-South. As many of you as have not repented and joined your brother, you can hear his prayer. The prayer which Nnamdi Kanu prayed today, you can hear it. You can see such an open-minded man, such a sacrificial mind, who does not retain anything. So, my dear, we have come again today. These are the things we want us to reflect upon and make our right choice while the sun shines. My name is Silas Onoha. I hail from Umuleke. Umuleke is in Amibo of the old Olu province. Come on, all of you, lovers of freedom, Biafrans. We have a great task. The task of liberating ourselves and building our nation, and also liberating others, other Africans who are also in the same shoe and who are also being trampled upon by the colonial masters. So come on, it's a big task. Let us go together and do it. As our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu must surely be freed from that place. He is a free man, but it's only this physical chain. May God help you as you come to contribute, as you come to listen, as you come to join, and as you eventually practice what you hear. Thank you very much.
God bless you, veteran. Let me share the links, then we'll continue. Okay.
Absolutely nothing. Nothing. I need them to understand this. We've crossed the Rubicon, the point of no return. There is nothing anybody can do. If I'm alive, if I'm dead, if I'm wherever I may be, Biafra will come. If I'm dead, it's even better because it will come far more quicker. Absolutely nothing. I need them to understand this. We've crossed the Rubicon, the point of no return. There is nothing anybody can do. If I'm alive, if I'm dead, if I'm wherever I may be, Biafra will come. If I'm dead, it's even better because it will come far more quicker. Absolutely nothing. I need them to. Absolutely nothing. I need them to understand this. We've crossed the Rubicon, the point of no return. There is nothing anybody can do. If I'm alive, if I'm dead, if I'm wherever I may be, Biafra will come. If I'm dead, it's even better because it will come far more quicker. Absolutely nothing. I need them to understand this. We've crossed the Rubicon, the point of no return. There is nothing anybody can do. If I'm alive, if I'm dead, if I'm wherever I may be, Biafra will come. If I'm dead, it's even better because it will come far more quicker. Absolutely. Is it like that? Anybody thinking that IPOB presidency 2023 will stop us? What we want is Biafra. And what we're going to get is Biafra. We don't reason like that. Anybody thinking that IPOB presidency 2023 will stop us? What we want is Biafra. And what we're going to get is Biafra. We don't reason like that. Anybody thinking that IPOB presidency 2023 will stop us? What we want is Biafra. And what we're going to get is Biafra. They'll kill you. Marcia, if Biafrans are sensible, they should pray that the zoo should kill me so that Biafra can come quicker. They'll kill you.
Marcia, if Biafrans are sensible, they should pray that the Jews should kill me so that Biafra can come quicker. I said to them, because the level of death and bloodshed the world will see. They will say they never knew IPOB is this man. You know, now we are gentlemen. You know, we're playing it very gentle. Yes. Until they cause us to become mad. You remember what I told them before? That we are worse than Boko Haram if you provoke us.
You said that.
That we are worse.
You said that on the radio.
For every one Boko Haram shot bomber, I'll give you 10.
That's what you said.
Messages from heaven direct. You know what Elohim said to me? He said, you must continue what you're doing. You must continue what you're doing. That is something that a slave and baby savos can never understand. Every person knows it. Heaven gave me a message. You must continue what you're doing. And I asked why. They said, I want to move their able-bodied men and women to the east. When they come to the east, you are going to kill them in the east. Those of them that can survive or that manage to survive will have nowhere to go back. So that in years to come, wherever they settle, they will tell their children about you people. I didn't understand what the message meant, and I kept praying. Elohim said, you bring them down to your land, and the real terrorists that they are grooming will take over their own land from them. I still said, I don't understand. They gave me a message in Igbo language. Now I can't see how that hand. That hand with which they tried to feed poison to others, they will put into their own mouth. It shall kill them. That was what Elohim said to me. There will be no elections in Biafra land. Signed and sealed. Not tomorrow they will tell you he has lifted the boycott.
Watching again. Watching again.
There will be no elections in Biafra land ever again. Until they give us our it's for referendum. In Hausa Fulani, if they think they can use their Janjaweed and their police to arrest each opposition, they are mistaken.
Movernos. ¿Cuándo hemos dejado de hacerlo? ¿Quién ha decidido que la tecnología sirva para mantenernos inmóviles?
Descubre lo lejos que puede llevarte la tecnología aprovechando que vuelven los 10 días Kia del 9 al 20 de febrero. Kia. movement that inspires.
They're like a parasite, a leech, napping up and telling you they're going to kill. Now you know what you never knew before, don't you? Some estimates put the lost funds. People are scared. Those not in power. So if security agents are watching judges who should be interpreting the law when somebody is caught stealing, that means that all their rulings now on all the thievery going on is meaningless. When I told the world, or when I tell you that anything we say on Radio Biafra is true, some of you doubt me. Here's another proof. All the judges are corrupt to the extent that they are now sending people to be looking into their bank accounts. If you lack confidence in your judicial system, what hope do you have anymore? I tell you, this is finished. Now you know what you never knew before, don't you? We speak the truth here, and the truth shall set everybody free. Defense headquarters condemn suicide attacks in Awasa Fulani land. The defense headquarters on Wednesday condemned the spate of suicide attacks in, they call it Northeast. They don't want to say the name, but the name is Kanuri. Where scores of innocent lives were lost on regular basis. But I thought you said that you have now controlled Boko Haram. They no longer strike at will, that you are now in control. Why are you complaining? The reaction, of course, is contained in a statement issued in Abuja by the acting director of information, Colonel Rabi Abubakar. No longer Olukolade, they have chased him away. You know that Yoruba man, that talkative Yoruba man, Chris Olukolade, Army General. You studied mass communication, you're an Army General. This one is another Awasa man because Awasa has taken over everything. Colonel Rabi Abubakar, another Awasa man with a name that will find comfort in Saudi Arabia. We are in the same country. What is your name? My name is Tom Sochuku Odikemene. And who is your fellow countryman? Oh, my fellow countryman is Rabi Abubakar. We're in the same country. Does that sound right to you? If this man were to travel to Iraq or maybe to Syria, I'd say my name is Rabi Abubakar. You will say, okay, it's okay. You're a Muslim, I understand. But you're in the same country with him. His name is Rabi Abubakar. Your name is Som Tojuku, and you're in the same country. Oh dear. This statement described those perpetrating these heinous crimes as callous, barbaric, and monsters. But Buhari called them his brothers. The army is now calling them callous, barbaric, and monsters. But these are the same Boko Haram that Buhari called my brothers during Salah message a few weeks ago. Oh, have you forgotten? Because if you have forgotten, no, we have not. We have not. This Radio Biafra, we tell them that they're in trouble, didn't we? And they are in one almighty mess. I tell you, we will destroy them. Don't worry about that. It's happening already. It is crumbling every day. Do you know the zoo is on fire because of Radio Biafra? The world can see the truth. Stay there and keep feeling sorry for yourself. Am I not a black person from Africa? When I say blacks are baboons and monkeys, I don't exclude me. Until we prove otherwise. Until Biafra comes. The day we get it is the day that Biafra comes. If you turn on your tap, water will come out. From mains, water works. If you switch on your light, there's electricity. Nobody is complaining of hunger or homelessness. People are meaningfully employed, not traveling to Europe to go and be washing toilets. That day, we can say we're human beings. But until then, baboons and monkeys everywhere. Boko Haram now have a new leader, according to the Chad president. The Chad president is Idris Deby. He confirmed that Boko Haram have a new leader. He did not say what had happened to Abubakar Shekau, but said he had been replaced by Muhammad Dawood, who has not been heard of before. Mr. Shekau has not featured in the group's recent videos, leading to speculation that he has been killed. Mr. Deby, whose troops have been involved in battling Boko Haram, said Mr. Dawood was open to dialogue. That's how they start. They are now creating a fake Boko Haram with a fake leader to do. They will give them money to kill people, to assume that authenticity. Then they now deal with them. That's what they do. What they tried to do with all those mushroom radio stations, CVI, BVI, radio bedroom Germany, Upper Niger, Lower Niger Radio Incorporated of Biafran Board of Control, rubbish. No easy. We told them that heaven sent us, and today they are lying in the gutter, flat. Look, we must continue. They are creating another Boko Haram to replace the original Boko Haram. Ocean provocateur. Reps to probe 5 billion police recruitment. If the police fund is missing, then there is trouble, isn't it? That means if your money goes missing, you have no hope. If police cannot find their own money that is missing, how about you when you lose your money? The House of Representatives of the Zoo on Tuesday resolved to probe 5 billion naira police recruitment fund stolen. They appropriated the money for the 7th Assembly in 2014. To this end, the House mandated its committees on appropriation, legislative compliance, and police affairs, when considered, to probe the matter and report back to the House for further legislative action. What they mean to say is, I cannot be here and people will steal 5 billion and we didn't get our own share. Go and tell us what happened, who stole what, and tell us what we're going to get in return. That is how the reasoning begins. That is why they are all criminals and they are all hypocrites. Buhari don't need Igbo people. Some Igbos are saying they don't need him either. I like that. They don't need him. He's not worthy of our commentary, to be honest with you. Igbo. We must continue. Exposing another Buhari administration falsehood. Below is an official press statement explaining how the loan Buhari claimed was to be expended. Was being the money. Nigeria has a profile with an additional 1.1 billion borrowed money to do so. What?
Are you sick of having issues with your webinars, wasting tons of time on troubleshooting with attendees? If so, you need
borrowed money to do so. What are these projects? The Abuja rail project, which will cost $500 million. The other one is Galaxy Backbone Infrastructure Project, which will cost $100 million. Where is the Galaxy Backbone? Maybe it's in the galaxy, in the sky, where the stars are in the galaxy, Milky Way. Maybe the money is in the Milky Way, Galaxy Infrastructure Project. What is it? If I continue to explain to you how criminally minded the baboons and the monkeys in the zoo are, you will not believe me. Everything, once you are you say, I am a Nigerian, from that particular instant, that very second, you're a thief. There is a type of evil spirit that goes, the demon of kleptomania, to steal, will just enter inside you. You turn into a full-blown rogue. Once you're a Nigerian, you're a rogue. A criminal extraordinaire, I tell you. And it shows. It shows. Stealing money. Abuja Light Railway. Where did the money come from? They are borrowing money against oil, crude oil from Biafra land. Is there any light railway in River State? Any light railway? They said Amechi is building one. It has stopped somewhere around my one. One of my friends said, you'll be on light railway with electricity, they will rock about. How many of you go to hotels or big buildings and you use the lift? They will tell you you're doing such a old risk. Oh, 15th floor. And NEPA will take light. And then they'll say, there is no diesel in it. People live like animals in the zoo, I tell you. 4 people are dead as a helicopter crashes into Lagos Lagoon. I thought they were Igbo people before. A helicopter belonging to Bristol has crashed into a lagoon in Owuronshoki area of Lagos, the dirtiest city in the whole world, the stinking, filthy city of Lagos, around 3:40 p.m. today, August 12, 2015. Very sad indeed. Very, very sad. Souls are lost. But if there are Hausa Fulani people in it and Yoruba, then good riddance to them. The National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA spokesman is Ibrahim Farin Lawyer, NEMA Emergency Management spokesman, not marine to go and fish them out of the lagoon, but a national emergency. It's an accident. It is not an emergency. Very sad souls we have lost, of course. If there are Biafrans or maybe white people or other foreigners, I do empathize with the families. If they are Hausa, Fulani, or Yoruba, then good riddance to them. I hate them. I'll have to tell you the truth. Some are good in Yoruba land, I'm not doubting that. Some of them are good. So should I say I hate some Yoruba then? Maybe that's a good best way. I can't stand them. They are thieves. And they are liars as well. They're like a parasite. You know, a leech. I'm telling you they're going to kill you. The pedophile
Okay. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu has stated it in categorically clear in different ways and in different videos, in different broadcasts, and in different meetings with Biafrans and diaspora Biafrans at home, that Nigeria election can do us no favor. It is also confirmed by our Ambazonian brothers that Nigeria election can never be of anything favorable to Biafra struggle or us to Biafrans. Rather, it is just running around the circle. And from what is happening today, it is obvious and very comprehensible that many Biafrans, after having listened to Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, listening to IPOB agitation for years, they still go back to be shouting Obi Kererenke. We have, by the grace of God, cured them from articulation madness. The articulation madness have subsided. They presented Obi as a new carrier of the Nigerian fraudulence movement called election. Some of them are shouting Tinubu, and in the north they are shouting Atiku. Why do our people not really want to be free? Why are they still dancing to the tone, to the music tone of their oppressors? Mama Patricia, what do you have to say on this?
Well, thank you. Why do they continually tread on the road that leads to destruction?
Yes.
That is something that really worries. But if you go around about it, you still come out to the conclusion that I think they are destined to that road, because many are called, but few are chosen. Many are called, but few are chosen. And if we can refer to the story of the Bible, which has always been our standpoint for reference, the children of Israel all came from Egypt when Moses went to liberate them. And all that the miracles that God did, which they saw and confirmed that Moses was a servant of God. Yet, not sooner that they came out from Egypt, they desired to go back. Who are those? Who were those who were desiring to go back? It's the mixed multitude. The mixed multitude that in their DNA, they have chosen the path to destruction. So that is it. Because anyone who loves truth, will always be set free. But when anyone and anybody that loves lies, you can see that in that person's DNA is destined for what? Destruction. That is it. I remember in the story of the Bible, the Israelites sinned in the wilderness, and God sent a serpent to do what? To kill them. Remember, those that had Moses when he said, look up to the image of the serpent up, and when you look at it, you'll be saved. Those who really desired to live and listen to Moses, they looked up and they survived. They were able to live. But those who didn't hear what Moses said, they were killed, and they couldn't even look up to the serpent. So what I'm saying with this question and what we are seeing in our land and the whole of the zoological is that the remnants, they are believing they want to get themselves free, and they are working towards it. They are not giving themselves to bribery. They are not giving themselves to any rubbish talk, which the politicians always bring about during this time. And they know that these people has been in this all these hundreds of years and nothing has changed. So they have bought the truth of mass and they are standing that they want their liberation. They are just few remnants they are. But those whose DNA is destined to lie, to cheat, to continue in the corruption, because they know that when BIAFRA comes out, Duduwa comes out, and the rest of them, there will be no room for any corrupt business, for any nonsensical, abominable things that they are doing. So they don't want that. They know they can only thrive when zoo is in this iniquitous. So when you tell them, let's get out, they are imagining in their head, how do I choose to this neat or clean or pure country, whereby I may not be able to fit in because my blood, my DNA, everything about me is evil. I can't fit in there. So I better not allow it to come. So that is the answer to that. That is the answer. Anybody who is true and fears God and loves truth and freedom, you know that there's nothing that can exchange freedom, nothing in this world. But these people that are with us, they are the mixed multitude. They are the ones that corruption is already part of their life and you cannot remove it. Remember Mazi, when he's broadcasting, he says there are the fools, there are the irredeemable fools. No mekwata again. Just like Nigeria is no mekwata, it's already at the point of doing what? That is destruction without remedy. In pieces for that matter. Had it been listening to Mars, maybe the destruction will be a little bit safe and they can mend it in their own place, in their own land, like Yoruba or other places. But because they have hardened their heart in their evil way, this destruction that is coming, which cannot be changed, there will be nothing that will be saved out of it. Not for Fulani, not for Yoruba, not for the Biafrans who the mixed multitude, not for the Britain or the European world. None will benefit from it because it will be like Sodom and Gomorrah. Thank you.
God bless you. God bless you, Patricia. Veteran, after the election in 2019, which Atiku contested with an impostor and won the election, they robbed him of that winning. And he was suing the Nigerian government to court. All of a sudden, the matter just died off. The same article is appearing once again. Thereafter, then, we began to hear about Igbo presidency. Igbo presidency. Igbo presidency. It was as if that it is just left for the Igbos to pick somebody and say, go and become the president of Nigeria. And if Igbo presidency is real, the election should only be conducted in Igbo land. It should be among the Igbos voting between the Igbo candidates alone. No other tribe should participate. Then the Igbos alone should choose from among themselves who will be the Nigerian president. That is what Igbo presidency means. But today, we are talking about three major candidates, frontline candidates, which is Atiku Abubakar, Ahmed Tinubu, and Peter Obi. So it is no longer Igbo presidency. And to the extent that we are campaigning about it, that makes Nnamdi Kanu said, if anybody thinks or anybody tells you that Igbo presidency 2023 will stop us from Biafra agitation, the person will be mad. We are no longer hearing about Igbo presidency. It is now Nigerian election. But why is it that our people cannot simply understand that these people have been playing them? No accountability for the election 2019, which Atiku Abubakar won. Now, no longer anything of Igbo presidency, because I initially told them it is unconstitutional. This is just a game to buy the conscience of the people. When the election gets close, they will do the rating they want to do. Why is it, veteran, that our people cannot just understand the game that these people are playing them? And that is the same game they are playing in Nigerian presidency, in Nigeria election, the same game. Why is it that they do not understand? How can we go? Should we kill ourselves for them before they will come to the knowledge of the truth? Veteran, say something about it.
Thank you very much.
God bless you really good. God bless you really good.
When I was young, but now I am getting old, I have never seen the zoo changing. So why am I singing this song? Our leader used the language, no mekwata. This mekwata was even used a few years after the so-called industry was built, because the industry was confirmed with the 1960 independence. That was the confirmation of the industry, because it was already amalgamated. And just a little years after that, like I told you in some of our programs, that then there was NNPC, NCNC rather. There was this action group, AG. There were these other ones. And our people, elderly men like me then, because those who were like me, as I am now, who were using eyeglasses, they would turn the papers upside down and read them from the other end. And the language we used to hear then was, Nigeria has gone to the extent of no mekwatarism. If this thing happened since 1963, and now the language is still very, very, very active. What are we saying? What are we doing? What are we believing? Why can't we just understand? Why do we continue to say, let us give them a chance, let us give them a chance? Igbo presidency, we have said it a number of times. What does it tell you? It tells you about the chasm. It tells you about the division because it makes it glaring. And if you talk about Igbo presidency, why not the Benin Edo presidency? So the zoo is only these three groups as it was then. Why not talk about this other presidency? Why do people allow themselves to be dragged into hypocrisy, to be dragged into falsehood, to be dragged into falsifications? And even at that, the one that came out to represent the Igbos, to vie for that post, has made himself non-Igbo because he has never identified himself as such. Others have identified themselves with their identity. But he has come for a new Nigeria. A Nigeria devoid of ethnicity. A Nigeria where he will make every person very proud overnight. Because he's not a Nigerian. He's neither a Roman Catholic member. He's neither a Christian. He's neither a Muslim. So all of them go, everything goes. You heard our leader when he was talking about Okechukwu going to Dubai and Rashid Ghanam going to Dubai. And you go there to say, we are from the same country. Is it not very funny? How would people receive it? Muslims will accept their brother immediately. But they will put an eye on Okechukwu. They watch his movements. Rashid can do anything he wants there. But Okechukwu is under the watch of the police. And you have come to your country and you are telling me in the States there is a Texas president. There is a New Yorker president. There is a Washington president. And as many as they are, they come to tell the world that the president is zoned this way. What a madness. What a madness. The stupid people of Benin, Edo State, I met sometime somewhere. Why do you people hate yourself? I say you are a fool. Do you love yourself? You are not shouting, Pitobi, Pitobi. He's the only person that can change your country. When he perchance changes it, you will give him a boot at the bottom. You will give him names. They are domineering. They are that, they are that, they are that. But now you want an Igbo man to go and they rule you. And they turn things around for you. Igbos, you are very stupid. I must say it. I don't mix words. Igbos are the most foolish race I have ever seen in this world. Sorry for the generalization, but it's unfortunate. Ndị ụlọ anyị sị onye ajụrụ anaghị ajụ onwe. Onye ajụrụ anaghị ajụ onwe. But ndị Igbo ajụrụ na-ajụ unu jụkwa onwe unu. Because if you have to continue to force yourself on people who do not want you, people who hate you, people who want to exterminate you, you are the most miserable race. Most miserable indeed. On the interview, when they were interviewing our eternal leader, he said it clearly, and you can hear it from even our leader now, that the dead Buhari and the dead Nigeria say they have no need of the Igbos. Dimodimegwochukwu told you that the zoo sees the Igbos as their only problem, and that they must exterminate the Igbos. Exterminate them. And yet, you are claiming one Nigeria. You are going to fight for presidency. You are signing the bondage, the agreement to exterminate your own. And what does that tell you? That you do not belong to that race. You have your blood from somewhere else. All of you. Those states, yes, they want a IPOB. Kaduna, they want IPOB. They want IPOB. Let us see how it will work out. Atiku has gone, and they do their abracadabra. He pretended that if he was going to court, but where? They know themselves. They agreed before he even came out. It was all a matter of deceiving you. Playing the card before, after all, he is from that place. He is taking him to court. For where? They gave him his own share. And he shut up his mouth. He stayed calm for his turn. When the girl was killed, a Christian was killed, and he opened his mouth. What happened? He withdrew immediately. Immediately he withdrew. He never said anything about it. IPOB, Igbo presidency. Chineke bụkwa unu niile ọnụ. Gụnụ ekwu okwu Igbo presidency. Akwụ ọsọ agwụkwụ unu ọnụ. Akwụ bụ kpọchirakwa unu niile anya. Onye isi anyị kwuru ya. Otu Chineke kpọọ n'ọkụ, kpọọ ezinụlọ m, kpọọ ihe niile eji echeta n'ọkụ. As you talk about Igbo presidency in a country that is not your own. We, the truth bearers of IPOB, we are not Nigerians. We are only telling our people the reason why they should rethink and redress their state. The reason why they should reflect, the reason why they should make use of their skull. God did not just beautify us with a skull. The skull is meant to be used reasonably, justifiably, proudly So Igbo presidency cannot distract us anyway. You know it. It cannot distract us because we know more than that. We know more than that. Igbo presidency engineered by Britain, these cruel, idiotic, wicked people. This land of the demons. They are the people engineering him to take us away from our goal. Our goal is Biafra. Britain, Katrina line, you cannot redirect us. You are only a bastard Mongoloid. That's who you are. You think you know something. Why are you afraid of the Igbos? Why are you afraid of Biafrans? Why? It is fear that has made Britain to continue to fight against us. It is fear because they are afraid of challenges. They are afraid that this race is simply from God. It's equipped with all, whatever you call it, beyond any reasonable doubt. We are equipped with all sorts of talent, with all sorts of wisdom, with all sorts of whatever argument you can talk about. This is why they are afraid. And this is why they turned down the flag, the Star of David that was associated with Biafra. So the Igbos have no hand in any election in Nigeria in the zoo because we are no party to it. And there shall be no election in Biafra land. We cannot have election where we do not have a candidate. We have no candidate and we do not need anyone. We are Biafra, and any person thinking that he can stop us from getting to our land, our promised land, Chineke born on with his election. Chineke born on with his Igbo presidency. We have crossed the Rubicon. That's what our leader said. Only one the secret code. Mbono cross the Rubicon. Eli helpotara. You have crossed the red carpet. You cannot turn back. You can never turn back. If you turn back, nothing will save you. Because already you have crossed the red carpet. You cannot come out again. We have crossed the red carpet. We are into our promised land. And that is all. No election in Biafra land. And we are calling also on our brothers, the Otuwas, even the Middle Beltans, and as many as you are that love yourselves, that want to be proud of your nation, that want to exercise your freedom. Say no to the zoo election. It is only at the corner. A week or so. Say no to it. Let Nigeria crumble. Let Nigeria scatter. Let everyone go to his own place. After all, every ethnic group has his own wealth. God distributed it. Katrina line, the perpetrator of terrorism, of Boko Haram in Sambisa. Are you trying to hide it? They are guiding the precious stones you discovered there. They are guiding it. Katrina Line. Are you denying that you are not aware? Do you not know why you put them there? Katrina Line, the British commissioner to the zoo, the Kekena Pepe diplomat. Are you not aware? Our leader was kidnapped, tortured, and renditioned to Nigeria. He has been discharged and acquitted. And yet nothing has happened. And you are there. Katrina Line, only idiot, prostitute like you. I'm sorry for what will befall you. Wherever you go, you go with death. But this is your last bus stop. Thank you very much. I want to hold it here.
God bless you, really good veteran.
Hi, my name is Katrina Lang, the British High Commissioner to Nigeria. With the 2023 elections fast approaching, I'd like to encourage every eligible Nigerian voter to go pick up your PVC so you can exercise your voting rights. Remember, the deadline is Sunday the 29th, so hurry now and go get your PVCs to enable you to participate in the democratic process on election day. Your vote counts. Hi, my name is Katrina Lang, the British High Commissioner to Nigeria. With the 2023 elections fast approaching, I'd like to encourage every eligible Nigerian voter to go pick up your PVC so you can exercise your voting rights. Remember, the deadline is Sunday the 29th, so hurry now and go get your PVCs to enable you to participate in the democratic process on election day. Your vote counts. Hi, my name is Katrina Lang, the British High Commissioner to Nigeria. With the 2023 elections fast approaching, I'd like to encourage every eligible Nigerian voter to go pick up your PVC so you can exercise your voting rights. Remember, the deadline is Sunday the 29th, so hurry now and go get your PVCs to enable you to participate in the democratic process on election day. Your vote counts.
So, Mama Patricia, what do you have to say about this? How our people being beguiled by this woman who have been responsible, and this woman was responsible. She issued instruction for the killing at Lekki during the NSAS process, a protest in October 2020. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a British citizen, and she is a British ambassador to Nigeria, British High Commissioner to Nigeria. She lives in Nigeria as I speak. And she was there when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was extraordinarily rendited to Nigeria. She kept quiet. All of the problems going on in Nigeria, she had not been talking about ending it. And Mazi Nnamdi Kanu made it categorically clear in his broadcast that Kathleen is a killer. Anywhere she goes, immediately she leaves, then killing will begin. Death will take place. She is not talking about resolving that. She is not talking about the Boko Haram issue. And they are the people, the Britain are still the people behind the providing of the impostor, the Jibril of Aso Rock. The Mazi Nnamdi Kanu goes ahead to say, Nigerian police cannot even find their own missing money in Nigeria. Nigerian judges who should be people of integrity with honesty and sincerity with, are even being investigated for corruption. That means the people who should be protecting the dignity, the prestige, and the integrity of Nigeria are even more corrupt than those they investigate. And when the police go to investigate people, they don't go to investigate people to recover the Nigerian asset to rebuilding Nigeria, but it is only to collect those assets from the looters, from the illegal possessors, and also hijack it for themselves. So how do you think, how can anybody, any breathing person think that such a society can actually be regulated in this situation? And Nigeria is not ruled with constitution, but Nigeria is ruled by cabal. Nigeria is ruled by cabal. I was listening to a video today about they call her Yahamaja, a Nigerian Hausa journalist, saying that the issue of this naira shortage, that Aisha Buhari's own immediate brother from the same father, the same mother, is responsible for it. That Emefiele is the governor of Central Bank, while Aisha's brother is the printer of the naira note. And he is the main person behind the runs for the naira seizure against the Southerners, while pushing the same naira to the Northerners. So how can someone believe, and they are telling our people to go and vote? Katrina Line, these are the owners of the Royal Niger Company. Royal Niger Company means the company that controls the rest of the company in Nigeria, and it is owned by the Britain. And they are the owner of Chevron Petroleum Company. So that is their interest. They are not talking about the interest of the Nigerian populace. All she can say is to go and vote. She is not talking about the killing. They have never called a whole Nigeria government accountable. They are the people sending the Boko Haram, all of the Fulani terrorists, to be terrorizing the people, coming from behind them to be hijacking everything belonging to us. Yet our people are foolishly listening to them. Mama Patricia, what do you have to say regarding this?
Thank you, Collins.
God bless you. Very good.
It's very laughable anyway. Laughable to the gullible for them who refuse to follow wisdom and imbibe knowledge in their schools. You know, when Mazi came out to call them that they are zoo, I mean Nigeria, that they are all zoo baboons, people were castigating him. That he was insultive, he was this, he was that. How can he? Yeah, these people insulting him were the most elite, so-called elite. And Mazi looked at them and now gave them the intellectual, which they are answering until the world ends. They claim to have been in school, but the school they went did nothing good to them. Instead, it washed off the remaining common sense that God gave them. Now, those people who were castigating Mazi later came to even be more vulgar and demeaning than what Mazi gave to them. Because the word Mazi gave to them, he gave them with a kind of caution, love in his heart, to show them a way out, to heal them. You know? But the people who castigated Mazi are saying worse than what Mazi said. And theirs are with thorough wickedness. Because they don't have mind for these people. And I mean those who were castigating Mazi those times. And that is why we hate P2B with passion, as we hate Nigeria with passion. So we hate Britain and every other, call it nation, call it individual, call it group, whoever that has stood up to fight against the liberation of Biafra or to stand against the abominable happening. And instead of them to condemn it, they said it's all right, let's carry on. Because that's the only way they can thrive. All of these people, we hate them with passion. Whether they are pastors or putting on clothes and staying in a big church, whether international churches here or back there, that I've seen this iniquity going on, wickedness going on. And instead of them to condemn it, they change into praying and fasting and prophesying and believing that God will come from heaven and do what man's supposed to do for himself. Sorry is their name, because the flood will carry them. As it carried those who hardened their heart and didn't obey the instruction of God to live the way human beings supposed to live in order. The flood of Noah carried them. The same it will do this time, because history repeats itself. God is not up in heaven, they are sleeping, allowing Satan and his children to be destroying them. No, 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 no. He has a time, and that time is now. So we hate P2B with his gangs, no matter where they are coming from. Whether they are in the IPOB group here, pretending in the night they stand for P2B, from South Africa to Kuwait to Switzerland, or wherever these leaders of IPOB DOS are sitting, pretending that they are going for Biafran freedom, whereby they left what Mazi said to go into another thing of politics. It will never be well with them. That old man that sang a song and said, Eligwe megide, ana megide, mmụọ megide, mmadụ megide. Onye ọbụla sị na ọ gaghị adịrị Biafra maka ọ dị free. Anybody that come out and that has come out to add sand in what Mazi has already put everything God has given him. The same way God fought for Moses before Korah, that is the same way God will fight for Mazi in front of these evil breeds everywhere. So Katrina Lyne have made herself, or have made Britain clearly, published before the world. Who are the world? The international world, they know already who they are. I met some leaders of this country here in the commune, asking them how they can be of a help to us, how they can help us go to their parliament and bring up our case before them. What the man said, this is I think Sindak, I don't know what they call it in English anyway.
Yeah, the local government chairman.
Okay, the local government chairman. Thank you, man. The man said, you people's case is difficult because Britain is in charge. Britain will never let go. Britain don't want to let go. And they have stopped the whole world to put their hands in. And just that, the same thing they did from 1967. That's what they are doing now. Because they feel that Nigeria is their business or blood, I don't know, or oxygen. And they have said it time and time again. They have said it, that they will not let Africa to go free. They will not let Nigeria to go free. They will not. Because if they do, the whole of Europe will flop down in 1 minute. So, Katrina Lang is not saying this for us Biafrans, the remnants. so that it will be a wonder for us. We know. But my happiness is that she said, eligible Nigerian, go and do what? Cast your vote to maintain, according to Collins, he said permanent, whatever. How did you put it, Collins?
Permanent validation of conquest.
Yes. Yes.
Permanent validation
of conquest. It's
PVC.
good that she said to what? Eligible Nigerians, so that they will come and cast their signatory to them to continue their business, enterprising, blood bank, whatever, wealth that they are digging. It's eligible Nigerians. Why did I say it's my happiness? She said eligible Nigerians. Because we are not Nigerians. Biafrans are not Nigerian and has never been Nigerian. And from the onset, we have been kicking against it and they have been killing us. And we are still in that kicking. We are still there and we are not giving up. We are not stopping. We are not going to stop until what we are asking, we get it. Perseverance, consistency. That's what Maza has implanted in us. And that's what he's still doing in that prison there. They have done so many things to him. But as a soldier and God's servant, he told them, you are not getting anywhere. He's holding them where they cannot make an inch move. So Katrina Lang have told the world, have told the Efulefus that they are the Lucifer holding the zoological, not to get up, not to live, not to prosper. Katrina Lang made it possible. If it was once hidden, the shame that God has put in them, the shame that God is exposing upon them, has made it possible that they have come out, she has come out to tell the world that Nigerians are not human beings, that Nigerians are cows, animals. That is why Mazi said, anybody that comes and said is a Nigerian, talk less of saying proud. From that minute, demon enters into that person. From that minute, that person wants not anything in his eyes. From that minute, he hates the person to the core. And that's how it is with us. That's how it is with us. So we hate Peter Obi, who has gone to sign the continuity of this abominable. And we had Katrina Lang that didn't have anywhere. How can she have shame when she's the Jezebel's daughter? Her generation is already cursed. She is a Jezebel daughter that has nothing, no consciousness, no conscience, no soul, no spirit, just like her father, the devil, does. That's how they are doing. And they will meet their Waterloo very soon. So that they will know that a thief, you come to steal. There's a proverb that they said in my place. I say, how would they put it? They said, a kind of, you have been stealing a thief, you know. So you have stolen so much that the owner now. Hello?
So the stealing have become so excess.
So excess that the owner now, who didn't know before, has come to know. Yes. So Katrina Lang have made it clear that even those who seems to be gullible, blind, deaf, if they have any little sense remaining, she has made them know that they are animals, they are not human beings, they are cows. That is why they must be where they keep them. and she said it here. Let the eligible Nigerians, meaning let the eligible zoological animals, fools, under that is beyond human being, beyond animals, let them go and sign for them so that they continue what they are doing to them. They can suck up their blood, use their brain, their bodies to do any material production they want to do. So that's what she's telling them. And I'm happy because she didn't say Biafra. She said eligible Nigerians. So let that eligible animals, born and made and signed animals from over 200 years, go and sign and put their master to continue what they are doing, but not for Biafrans. That's my happiness. She addressed the zoo, she addressed the animals, not Biafrans. That Mazi has put sense in us, has waken us up to know where we belong, to know our identity, to know our race, to know our what, that we are from God and not from Lucifer or from anything beyond coming from God. Amaz made it clear. He came to bring us back to where we fall off from. And as many that are true seeds of Biafra are hidden to his word, and we are walking towards it. But those of them that are animals, whether they are in Biafra land, because some of them have been impregnated by the same Luciferian blood, Fulani, they will be there. Some are in South Africa, like that one they call, what is his name?
Ikenga.
The one, Ikenga, yes. The one at Kuwait, Chinasadem. The one of 7,000 teeth, Methuselah. And many of them, both the ones that have made themselves known and the ones that are yet to come out, let them all be coming out. They are the eligible animals. They should go and sign in for their slavery. But we, the Biafrans, we have made up our mind. We have seen the light, and we are not going back from living into that light. Mazi has paid the price which God told him to do. And we have had it, and we are going ahead. Nigeria or Nigeria is already a done and dusted matter of destruction. So whatever they are doing, they are wasting their time. The world will have to know that this stateless and this widest desert called Nigeria, with wild animal that can never be tamed, irredeemable, they are gone. We have nothing to do with them. Not in the election, not in their trying to force us or intimidate us. We already out. Even if it's one person, Mazi said, one single person will stand and continue the new nation, the pure nation, the kingdom of God on earth, and breathe and go forward. These corrupt seeds, their time has come. Katrina Ling, representing your nation, Britain, that cannot stand on their own, cannot use their brain, don't have anything good to do other than to go and steal and kill and destroy. You have already told us who you people are and where you are from. You are from the devil, your father, Katrina Ling. You are like your mother, the Jezebel, in the time of Solomon, and she was destroyed. So will you be. So my people, Biafrans, let us stand firm and let us continue this march because it's already closed. Thank you.
God bless you, really good. God bless you, really good, Ma Patricia. So, fortune ahead. Rabbi Abubakar, Arabian name, and Sonto Chukwu, Igbo name, coexisting in one supposedly country called Nigeria. They're referring it to a trending video in which some of the Northerners have said that any candidate they will support is the candidate that will continue to progress the agenda of the Islam, the agenda of Islamization. That is, that will protect and continue to project and continue to progress the agenda of Islam in Nigeria. That is the only candidate they can support. That any candidate, or even if the person wins the election and do not support anything Islamization, they won't support the person. This is as a part of campaign. Now, he is not talking about any candidate that will build Nigeria, that will protect the interest of the masses, that will care for the well-being of the masses. He is not talking about constitution. You know, when we talk with evidences, not talking about constitution, but talking about Islamization. So these are the reasons Nigeria can never work, because a workable country is a country that is governed by active laws, active secular law that protects the interest of everybody involved in that country. So it can only be just an outright Islamic country like Saudi Arabia, that they can use Islamic law to govern and it can go with them. But Nigeria is not just an Islamic nation. Nigeria is secular. We have Christians, we have Muslims, we have different kinds of religionists. Then we have the traditionalists. Then we have the people who do not believe in any of this. Then that is the reason we should be governed by our secular constitution, if really that it can happen. So, and that secular constitution is manipulated. So tell me, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is just pointing out that the reason for our coexistence is for that, to trap us down, for these people to keep on, that is, sucking the blood of our people and sharing our rights, our privileges, and everything we have with the Britain and the rest of the world. Veteran, what do you have to say about this?
Thank you once more.
God bless you.
If you had played the interview, I continue to point to that interview of our eternal leader. He addressed all these questions, all these issues, like our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, did. He made it categorically clear that Nigeria is not a nation and can never be. It has never been, can never be, and will never be a nation, because of these factors you have now laid down. While some group are interested in expanding their religion, others are very blind. And somebody like the foolish Jezebel, called the British High Commissioner, in all her intelligence, have seen all these things. And the British have said it, that Nigeria will never prosper because they are sitting on Nigeria. They are sitting on the zoo. They are only interested in siphoning everything about Nigeria to themselves. They had to bring their company, build their company, the Royal Niger Company. Is that not Nigeria? Nigeria is their company. And all they are interested in is simply the gain they make out of Nigeria. And she has come out here to talk about democracy. Is she not the most miserable on earth to even mention that word? Campaigning and canvassing for election in Nigeria. What does that tell you? The so-called Nigerians. Let's say I am insulting you like Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That's why I'm simply politely calling you Nigerians. What does Catherine Len's propaganda campaign and the call for election in Nigeria tell you? What business has any ambassador or whatever you call it, British High Commission, with the election of a country in which he or she is? Does she belong to any of the parties? Is she a member of the political group in that country? For her to become the announcer, the encourager, the promoter of 2023 presidential election. Catherine Line, don't you know that your business with Nigeria has long ago been terminated? Long ago expired. And you are still running around with your tetana paper, coming to tell eligible Nigerians to come and exercise their right, their democratic right. Catherine Line, are you not a hypocrite? Talking about democracy. And yet you allow your citizens kidnapped, renditioned, discharged and acquitted. You join the zoo to abandon him, abandon your citizen. Catherine Line, what is your justification? Did Mazi Nnamdi Kanu kill your father or mother? What is your reason for allowing your citizens to be treated the way Nnamdi Kanu is being treated? And you are talking about election. You are talking about election. You are not ashamed to talk about it, to open your mouth, even to mention it. They had to come to your charter house to make their declarations. Fools they are. Who go continue crawling and begging. Britain, who built a Commonwealth. Yes, we are all in the Commonwealth. Okuono, bastards you are. Commonwealth, and you have to, a Nigerian, have to come to Britain with a visa. Have to pay through his nose to come to Britain, where he is a member, where he is a party to. Commonwealth. How many Britons come to Nigeria with a visa? How many? How many Nigerians came to Britain to promote the election of a prime minister? Of course, I don't know if that is what the ambassador there do, because he's from the zoo. But I don't think he has any ground to do that. But because Katrina Lane, you are sent to make sure that this country did not grow, did not develop, did not raise their head. That is what you are sent to do from the pit of hell. And this is why you can open your mouth to begin to encourage eligible Nigerians without talking about your citizens that have been held, tortured, mishandled, denied justice all these years. And you cover your face in shame to come out and parade yourself. Hey, election 2023. Yeah. Because you want to continue from where you stopped. You want to continue stealing. You want to continue robbing. You want to continue looting. How many miles away you still come from Britain to South Africa to steal, to kill, to loot? You still come from Britain to Nigeria to steal, to loot, to mend, to kill. As you started in the beginning, so this is century. You don't know that it's no more that century. And you still want to hold the people down for slavery. Of course, our leader said it and told you clearly that we know more than this. You can do it with any other foolish race. You cannot do it with the IPOB. The idiots in Biafra land, the traitors, the fools in Biafra and the diaspora, and those with the leadership of IPOB that are no longer leaders because they are fools and idiots. And they will perish like Dothan and all of them. Katrina Line, you have failed. And it will be very clear to you very soon that you cannot continue with the project of Harold Wilson that said you will not allow Biafra to go because Biafra is your threat. You cannot face Biafra. You know it very well. And this is why, like the devil, you are fighting with a nail to make sure Biafra does not come. But it is not your project. It is God's project. It is the project of Chukwu Okike. And you cannot kick against the bricks for long. Biafra has come to stay and must stay. In spite of your foolishness and wickedness. Block everywhere in the world. Block the international community. Let them not see us as worthy people. Whatever you do, you have done it before, and you have continued to do it. I'm only sorry for Biafrans who do not know themselves, who do not want to fight for themselves. Our eternal leader said it. They want to kill you because they say you are the problem of the zoo. You are the problem of Britain. You have always questioned Britain, always questioned the zoo. So you are the problem. Unless they do away with you, there will be no peace in the zoo. Now let us go. We do not want to stay with you. We don't want you. How can this matter be settled? Must you kill us? Must you destroy us? Who destroyed you? Britain. Do you agree with any other nation in the world? Do you not claim to be the wisest? And yet nations accommodate you. Why not let us go? You want to shed blood? You want to reduce population? As you try to do with COVID also. You have invented all sorts of diseases to reduce the population of Africa. You have not succeeded. And you still want to use the war to destroy. But you and your generation, Catherine aligned, Britain, our leader have cost you. And you will see war coming to you. And you will see bloodshed coming to you, Britain. Don't think it is far away from you. You will get your own share because there is God in heaven. There is Chukwu. We will fight our cause here in Biafra land. It doesn't matter what you do. Go ahead and do all the blockages you did during the 1967-70 war. Deprive us of every interaction with any other community. Labeled us as the devil before the international community. Did everything you did to put a mask of a fugitive on us. To your surprise, we are still living. We are still progressing because it is God that trains our feet, that gives us prosperity. And for you, Biafrans, although you are not Biafrans, and for you, the mixed multitude in Biafra land, you cannot hide for long. Go ahead and encourage one Nigeria because of their criminal activities, because of their corrupt activities. It will come to an end. You can never step into Biafra with that corrupt mentality, with that wicked mentality, with that cruel mentality. Biafra is not for you. That is why you are doing everything. But you are going to pay dearly for it because your blood will be split. Biafrans, arise. It is now or never. Have you heard the Katrina line? What does that tell you? Another slavery ticket. Look at what is happening to you. They have seized your money and they are telling stories. Can you see who is printing the money? The dead Buhari's wife's brother is the printer of the money. Is there any Igbo man there? Is there any Biafran there? It is the Fulani controlling every sector. Every sector, according to the advice of Britain, not to give the Igbo man any chance. And Peter Obi thinks he's going to get any chance. He is joking. He is indeed a fool. He is indeed a clown. Biafrans, we have only one goal, and that is the restoration of Biafra. That is the only goal we have. Restoration of Biafra. And how can you do it? Our leader have told us, we have fought war. We do not want war anymore. But if the wars come to the wars, we will fight. You heard him say it. That they will see that we are, can I use, permit me, we are madder than the Boko Haram. It has come to that stage, and the idiot, Tina Samoru, who is afraid to be called a terrorist, yet he smelled the saliva of the leader. Because like Jesus himself, the Yehoshua, after talking to the disciples, after talking to the crowd, he comes back home to answer questions of the apostles. And this our leader did. You had everything first hand, and you didn't like it. That's why you bargained and did away with him. After that, you do not want to call be a terrorist. It's a peaceful movement. When you don't understand what it means. Our leader said we are peaceful to a point. When it comes to whatever it comes, we will face it that way. We are not afraid. We are fearless. So China Sanworu, all the games you are playing, all the crooked things you are doing, you with the so-called Chike Doziem, you with your so-called Europe rep, and all of you cabals in IPOB who think that oath is the main thing. You can subdue those who did not take oath because they will ask you questions. Because they will discover what is behind the carpet. What you are walking under is now underground. We have seen the underground. You have planned to kill our leader. And you told us he is poisoned. Which means you have poisoned him. Chike Doziem and China Sanworu and the members of DOS, you have poisoned our leader. But you are the people to die, not our leader. Because that assurance that we will take poison and it will not do us anything. All of you, the gang that have put our leader in this place so that you will conduct your Igbo presidency. This is your plan, but it will not work out with you. Thank God he brought somebody like Simon Ekpa. Thank God that God must provide somebody with whom he will work, with whom he will bring his project to perfection, with whom he will use to stop every act of wickedness. Biafrans, get united. Team up with this young man. And let there be no election in Biafra land. No election anywhere in Biafra land. Onyenwa, Sujie. Thank you very much.
God bless you, veteran. That's a very wonderful one. The elder among us still teaching the youth, while many youth are still shouting obedience, obedient, being foolishly obedient, causing us, that is, being used, some of our youth being used to be sustaining the conquest over all of us. It is a shame. It is a shame. So speaking for the Mama Patricia, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has said, unless Biafra comes, Africa can never really be developed. We know that some of the African countries have gotten their independence, people like Eritrea, South Sudan, but yet nothing seems to be much different from the rest of African countries. What is unique about this Biafra? Because I may not phantom everything Mazi Nnamdi Kanu had in mind to use that coded statement. So what can you phantom from Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's comment? That unless Biafra comes, Africa cannot be properly developed. And we are seeing it becoming true. Since he said that word, they thought he was just guessing or maybe hallucinating. Yet until now, things are getting worse rather than getting better. What is unique about us Biafrans, about Biafra restoration projects, then about the Biafra as a nation itself, and how can Biafra contribute or play a major role to developing the entirety of Africa? Because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu hinted us. He said by the development, other African countries will begin to open their eyes. Then, he said, Chibuike Amechi and his railway construction in Rivers State. Chibuike Amechi could not complete his construction of railway in his own state, Rivers. But this is the man who was responsible for constructing a railway line from Nigeria to Niger Republic, from Abuja to Niger State or somewhere in the north. So what can you say, using Chibuike Amechi as a classical example to all of the so-called leaders from Biafra land who had not even completed the project in his own land, but doing wonderfully in other people's land? And do not forget, Jonathan was served as the president for 6 years. He built schools and developed many things in the north, yet did not develop anything in his own community. Ma Patricia, what do you have to say? After this, let us go to another video.
Thank you so much.
God bless you, really good.
The answers are not far-fetched because it's like the past histories and the stories of our forefathers. They are being played before us like a film, and we are seeing it. So we are seeing it, and then we are reading between the lines, and we are able to connect the dots. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, we've heard him say, if not that Chukwu Okike Abiama asked him to come and asked him to continue, he would not have. Because for such a man to come to such almost impossible task and had the boldness, the courage, the truth to sit among wolves, jackals, demons, lions for that matter, that wants to devour him, beards, wild animal. Then you know that God sent such a one. And then as the history still goes on, we have to see that Israel and Biafra, they have no difference. I think we have heard about the history along the lane Like when I think Mazi during his broadcast mentioned about the Israelite American or Israelite British young man who burnt himself alive because of Biafra. No other person did it. It's from Israel. And when we read our lineage, we have found out that we are from the tribe Gad. Another thing here is this. Mazi mentioned, and it is very true. We can find it out in the Bible. When God wants to do something on this earth, universe, he begins always with one person to carry on. He took Adam to create and procreate the world. He took Abraham to bless the world. And so on and so forth. Now, we found ourselves in this part of the world where Africa needs a missionary, I mean, a servant of God like Mazi to come and bring that light, that liberation down to Africa, race. And Mazi came. On his own, he wouldn't have. Many times we heard him, he wants to stop. And God told him, continue. Continue preaching, continue talking, continue doing it. The same way God told Jeremiah and Isaiah, continue, because he wanted to save the situation, the people that were, already condemned to die. God sent the help when they didn't even expect it. That was how Mars became. Before Mars, we know that our eternal leader, Chief Odumoweduku, tried but couldn't complete the work. Other ones came behind and could not either. But this time around is appointed time because we are the end time. God sent Mazi to come and declare the truth before the whole world. He went everywhere. He's bold, talking to everyone, exposing the hidden truth that Jesus said in the Bible at the end time. Those truths that were hidden will be exposed. And we see it by the happenings that he didn't just come on his own. Mazi is the antidote of African malady. Mazi is the antidote of zoological malady. Mazi is the antidote of British madness. Mazi is the antidote of every governmental corruption in this whole world. I can assure you to say that, to quote me anywhere, he is the antidote. Bring Mazi out and bring other presidents of the world. Put them in the barracks. And then you tell me who can stand up in righteousness, in justice, in the fear of God, in love, and in laying his life and the life of his family down on the lane, not being corrupted by money. In fact, Mazi is incorruptible, unbuyable. His soul is just like that of the soul of Joseph in the Bible, where he said, I cannot do this thing against my God. That's what Mazi is. The antidote of every malady, corruption in the zoo, in the whole world, in Africa, anywhere. He is the antidote for any malady of corruption you can see in any government, of injustice. So let them continue wagging from up to down, thinking there's a way out to do it. There is no way out. This is the end line for Britain, end line for the world government, end line for the robbers, the killers, the murderers, the Western world. This is the end time for Britain, for France, for Germany, for America, for every one of them, for the Arab world that are consigned to take oil and drink and impose slavehood on citizens that God created and gave them their different inheritance. This is the end time. Mazi is the antidote. Let them go on and be fooling themselves. It's in pieces they are heading to. Just like Pharaoh challenged Moses and continued to be headstrong. At the end, what happened? Didn't what God said come to pass? No man can challenge the truth, the righteousness of God, nor the decree of God. So that is why Biafra has to come to set the example on, to help the black race, to help African continent. It must have to start from one point, and that point is Biafra. They can argue it, they can bury it. If not, why are they fighting Biafra all over the world? Why are they keeping silent with what is going on in Biafra? But they are talking on Russia, Ukraine, and the Turkey that has earthquake, and another one that has earthquake, Syria or what? Why are they not showing Biafra out like they did in 1967? They buried everything. The same thing is happening now. And Katrina Lang have the guts to come and tell his Efulefu, irredeemable, the goats and cows in the zoo, to go and vote for them to continue their wickedness that they said they cannot let it go. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is the antidote for the corruption in the DOS, corruption in the Biafran country, that the so-called leaders, governors, Senate, politicians, Nollywood actors, businessmen and women refuse to stand up for the truth. They want to continue to be doing wickedness. Mazi is your antidote. Mazi is your end line. Mazi is the solution for the truth he brought. Lock him up there. You're locking yourself down there in the grave, not Mazi. So you come into the question you asked about the irredeemable fool that is constructing railway to every part of the world and not in his own place. Who told you he's from that place, from the eastern part? It's not from there. He is among those that the Fulani impregnated their mother. The seeds of the corrupt that they planted in our land, gave them maybe one village, gave them a land, train them in the Igbo language. That's how I see them. The mixed multitude. Because if not, how can they be so blind, so heartless, so foolish, that the wicked group they are working with, even in their wickedness, are working for their people, putting their lands in order, all the money, gold, building industry, sending millions of cars, even in this money that they are printing, changing. And you tell me that a Biafran is serving them to please them, but displeasing his own people. How can you say, how can anybody tell me that these people has anything to do with the seed of God? No, they don't. These are the Fulani's children. They have some business with the women in Biafra during the war or before the war, knowing what they would do. They are just acting out the Britain script. They are acting it out. The British script is what they are writing out. And they are doing it. Are they free? They're already condemned. Because no sinner will go unpunished. In any way you've seen it. You've seen it by lying. You've seen it by covering. You've seen it in any way you see it. Mazi, even look at Mazi. I listened to one of his great. I think you played it today. He said Biafra must come. It doesn't matter how, if you that he will even want to die so that he will come quicker. And people will see this kind of truth like this. And you tell me they are doing another thing like Peter Obi, and you tell me he's an Igbo man. If you like, let him speak the best of Igbo language. He's already a witch. Peter Obi is a witch. You can see him when he's talking. Talking from the pot, cover the pot. So are all their fellows from A to Z. They are not among us. They are not from us. They can be with us, but they are not from us. And so would they perish, because the cause of the servant of God, the incorruptible, the indefatigable, is upon them. What Chineke has spoken, so will it be. Let them watch and see how many of his prophecies are remaining to be fulfilled. How many? Just one or two. And they will know that a prophet has been in Israel. A prophet has been sent to Biafra. Thank you. Let me end it this way.
God bless you, really good, Mama Patricia. That's a wonderful one. And also, we having the relation from Israel is real. It is real with many evidences. And I have done the work of tracing it from the Bible, tracing our history from the Bible. We Africans are even more Israelis. You may be surprised to hear this. We are more Israelis than many of those people living in that land called Israel today. We are more Israelis and we are more biblical. So in the past, around 2020 or 2021, I made a video, part 1 and part 2. Who are the Hebrews? Who are the Hebrews, part 1 and part 2. So the video is available in this channel, Inyima Biafra TV, Treasure of Excellent Knowledge. It is also available in Evangelist Inyima Kalo YouTube. It is also available there. Who are the Hebrews? Part 1 and 2. There we have the traces of starting from Adam, getting to the 12 sons of Jacob, of which God is one. Starting from Adam until the 12 sons of Jacob, of which God is one. And you see us, not only us Biafrans, other Africans also are included, spreaded all over the world, spreaded all over the world. So really, we are Israelis indeed. And that is a God's blessing, and that is the light of God, which the people and the Satan do not want to shine as supposed.
Sees all money over possible breakup of the zoo this month. Hear the news in details. Wonderful people of Biafra, lovers of freedom all over the world, you are welcome to Biafra Unite channel / television this very moment. Doesn't care, he can compromise because he has nothing to lose. They can declare Tinubu the winner, it doesn't matter. He's an Igbo man. Igbo man is a coward in Nigeria. Of course, I'm an Igbo man also, I know. So as long as the zoo is concerned, Igbo man is a coward in the zoo. The only time we will regain our dignity and our stature is only when Biafra is restored. Take it to gospel, to heaven. Take it to Reverend Father. That is the reality. Yes. So that is one benefit. And once there is this chaos in Asoro, then know it that Biafra has come. That is it. Now, having said that, let me show you the notice from Zenith Bank, and after that, I will play the video for you. Now, if you take a look at your screen, you will see the notice. And this very notice was, pasted at the front gate of Zenith Bank in Lagos Island. This is one of the biggest Zenith Bank branch in Lagos. And I want us to read together. Notice, notice, notice. Please be informed that the branch is not open to customers for transaction due to service issues. Let me take that again. Please be informed that the branch is not open to customers for transactions due to service issues. That is what I want to take. Of course, they went on to say you can make your transaction in any of our branches. We are sorry for the inconveniences. Thank you, management. They did say that, but at least Zenith Bank, Lagos Island has shut down indefinitely because this excuse they say due to server issues. There is nothing like server issues because they are afraid people or mob may attack the branch because that very branch is very strategic in Lagos State, if not the entire Nigeria. So they are afraid mob may attack them and they have no cash to give the masses because Fulani federal government of the Sul has seized all money. Now I want to play the video for you and I want you to watch and enjoy. Don't cry, you don't cry. The only solution is total disintegration of the damnable Zoological Republic of Animal Kingdom, Nigeria. Watch the video, share the video, and make it go viral.
See you once again. Zenith Bank is not open. I came yesterday. These people they've held my money for how many days? Look at the useless Zenith Bank. My domiciliary account, they just cleared it and they don't want to answer me. I cannot recharge, I cannot withdraw, I cannot transfer, and their bank is closed since yesterday. They were closed on Monday, they are closed today, they were closed last week. For goodness sake, what kind of rubbish bank did I go and open an account with? Just look at the bank. So this is Lekki 2. This is Lekki 2 and they are closed. This is Lekki. Look at them. They are closed. You cannot access your own money that you put inside the bank. But you cannot access. This is Zenith Bank. Look at people are stranded. Look at everybody standing outside. People are stranded. Their own money you cannot access it. See, this is the. I don't know who sent me to be in Nigeria. Frustration. Your own money. It's not that Zenith Bank is my salary account. I will not have account with Zenith because it's salary account. That's why I went to open this useless bank. Oh, see me now. I can't access my account. My domiciliary account. I don't know if they cleared it. I don't know what happened, but I just cannot see any money on the account again. They are saying it's network issues. I shouldn't worry. Now the branch that is closest to me, those ones closed since 2 days. They are running. I don't know whether to laugh or cry or it's just tiring. I swear, I'm just tired of the whole thing. What kind of nonsense is this? Hey God. Hey, who sent me to go and be in Nigeria? Maybe I could have just been in Tanzania or something. I went to go and be in Nigeria. I'm not even going to fight. No say Brits. I didn't say American. I said Tanzania. I went to go and be in Nigeria. See problems, issues. Well, what can I say? To go and rest because I cannot come and kill myself every day. I spend hours on the road, come back empty-handed. It's frustrating, really.
Almost yellow director one that gonna is online. Arma told you, and a Jim Moto.
So, veteran, what do you have to say concerning the issue, the money palaver, naira palaver in Nigeria, where people cannot even get their own money anytime they need it from the Nigerian bank? Nigerian government is not saying anything to regulate the situation. All they are telling the people is go to the polling units to go and vote. Vote your new leaders. And these same new leaders are the people that is, they are involved in all these atrocities. This is all about rigging the election. This is economic emasculation, part of economic emasculation targeted primarily on the Igbos and the rest of the Southerners, including the Oduduwas. Yet, our people, when they should be demanding for referendum, hey, government, come, hey, stop this your election. Come and let us discuss on how they should run the country if they really believe in one Nigeria. Why must they always continue to dance to the tone of the Nigerian terrorist government that is being hijacked? Those who clamor to be one Nigerianist, why don't they call for referendum? And why can't they make their own decision on how the country should be run? Why can't they protest and rise up against all of this corruption? Why must they always subject themselves to the demand of the progressive validation of conquest, that is called PVC, or permanent validation of conquest? Why should they be dancing to that tone? Now look at this young lady preferring to even be a Tanzanian than remaining in Nigeria due to the situation she is facing, due to how things have been going wrong. And it is all about people running away, yet claiming to be Nigerians. They cannot stand to regulate the Nigerians, the so-called Nigeria. Yet those who claim to stay do not even have any program of their own. They are still being controlled by the same terrorist government, because they are under the control of the terrorist government, in as much as they accept to go and vote on the election day, which you and I know that it can never bring any improvement. Rather, it will lay the ground to delay the people the more, while the terrorist government of Nigeria continue to strike. So, veteran, what is your stand regarding this?
Yeah, thank you very much once more.
God bless you, really good.
My stand, if onye achọkọ ọfụ, this is what the citizens of Nigeria want, because they have no spine. They are lily-livered. They don't know their right, and they do not want to know. Citizens of Nigeria, so why can't their government treat them that way? So whatever they are doing, like they did during the Biafra war, they deprived us of our money. They deprived us of everything. Money, food, expression, all sorts of things. And so they are coming with it again. Britain have advised them once more. Britain has advised them once more to cripple all the plans, all the projects, how that will give life to Biafran freedom. If some fool, the Fulani seed, like Obi, will come and justify it. Hey, after all, this country did it. Hey, that country did it. Hey, that country did it. Without matching the conditions and circumstances of the people concerned. So there is no way you can compare things that are diversely opposed. You cannot. So the change of money this time and the holding of the money this time is a calculated plan So they cannot dismiss it. They cannot explain it away. Because if it were not a calculated plan, why would they carry the money to the Fulani area with their excuse, solitary excuse? Before it was a educationally disadvantaged. Another time it was that. Now it is bank disadvantage. So you have to carry the money to them. And they heap it there. And they will be dancing and rejoicing. Why the people from this other side, who are supposed to be slaves, who are supposed to be in bondage, who are supposed to be the class citizens, will continue to suffer. The war was fought. The whole money belonging to Biafrans were seized and siphoned and used, maybe to service their debts. Now they have planned another strategy. Maybe they deny every southerner of their money. You will not be surprised to hear that tomorrow they will say, give to every person 5,000 flat rate. So others are gone. So they have to go and start afresh with the 5,000 or with 10,000. Don't be surprised to hear that. If Nigeria still exists after this February, if Nigeria still exists, you may hear this. But I don't think Nigeria will exist after this February. It has to completely scatter because it has collapsed already. You cannot tell Onishi that Nigeria is collapsed because he knows it is collapsed. So what you need is a total disintegration. That is what is left. And it's going to happen before my eyes, before our eyes. It's going to happen. Total disintegration, according to what God told our leader, Mazin Nnamdi Kanu. Nigeria, the zoo has been destroyed. So what is left is the disintegration. For Catherine Line to come out and encourage eligible Nigerians to vote without talking about these issues, does it not tell you something? That these are strategies which they have prepared and put in place. Let us see where Biafrans will see the money. Now we stop them of all the money so that while they sit at home, they will have no access to any couple to eat. So they will die of starvation as usual. But it is unfortunate. It will not happen like that again. Biafra must survive. Biafra has come to stay and will survive despite every odd. Bring whatever strategy which you have. God's strategy is superior. And that is what is going, what we are at. Sorry, my brothers who do not believe the Bible. It is unfortunate. But whether you believe it as the word of God or as the word of wisdom, whichever way It is a two-edged sword. So I believe every word there is true. But it don't, as long as you are there, hey, it is the Oyibo brought it or that and that and that. Oh, my brother, I see it as the word of truth, the word of wisdom. And if you follow it religiously, without talking about anything, just go into that word, you will see the truth and you see light. And that might lead you into your area of doubt. So, Biafra is real and it must come to stay. And no election in Biafra land is real. And everyone will see it that day, that it is God's project, that there will be no election in Biafra land. There may not be election, even in other parts of the zoo. But we are doubly sure that there will be no election in Biafra land. So Biafrans know it. Tell your brothers, so tell your sisters at home, all of you in diaspora, even those of you who are eating and dining and whining with P2B, who are taking pictures with P2B, who are using P2B's profile for their WhatsApp and other things. Be very careful. Better save your brothers and sisters at home. Better save them. Tell them the truth. Let them not come out. Let them stay at home. What is this woman? Mordecai's sister. What is her name again?
Esther.
Esther. Esther said, if I'm going to die, let me die. I will die with my people. And he called for that practical intervention. He didn't die. She didn't die anyway. Because she stood for it fearlessly. And he got what he needed, what she needed. So, dear friends, if you have to die, die. And get what you need. Because a coward dies many times before he's dead. But a valiant never tastes of death but once. And that's what the scripture tells us. Man dies only once. And other things will follow.
Judgment.
That is it. So, Biafrans, prefer to die. Because if you love yourself, you will lose it. And if you hate yourselves, you will get all the whole world. Please, we are not saying hate yourself in a negative way. Hating yourself in a negative way is belonging to the zoo. That is hating yourself. That is the wicked hate. Because people are bankareni. You know, you are no use. You are the problem of a place. And they have told you, Korokoro, we don't need you. And you are still going to work for presidency. And the other ethnic groups want you to come and repair. So that tomorrow they will still insult you. Because there's no ethnic group that does not insult you, the Igbo man. And you will not learn your lesson. And you claim to be the wisest. And you claim to be the ones that have sense. When you are simply ignoramuses. A word is enough for the wise. Biafrans, be wise. Thank you very much.
God bless you, veterans. So, Biafrans,
Nigeria is.
I am going to play the last video of the program. And in this video, you are going to get more information on why
the most important
these people are so interested.
Nigeria,
because they deceive you by promising you improvement. But from this very video now, you are going to know more of their ulterior motives, the ulterior motives of them encouraging you to go and vote. What you don't know about the power you give to them. It is all about protecting their selfish interests. Now let us listen to the video.
Is about to have the most important elections in our history. The results will affect not only our country, but the entire region of West. Nigeria is about to have the most important elections in our history. The results will affect not only our country, but the entire region of West Africa and in turn the rest of the world. Because you know that's our resources are fueling a lot of people. But I just found out something crazy about the origins of Nigeria that shocked the hell out of me. Nigeria was never meant to be a country. It was something else entirely. In this video, I'm going to tell you exactly what I discovered. Oh, and I want to acknowledge Burna Boy for bringing my attention to this in his song, Another Story, on his album, African Giant. Thank you for inspiring this video. And all of you, let Burna Boy know he got to me, and now I'm sharing this information with you. The creation of Nigeria was never about democracy, never about Christianity. It was all about money, business, and profit. None of it for us. Pay attention. The area now known as Nigeria was called the Slave Coast up to 1870. This was the point at which the British had stopped slave trading and moved on to palm oil as their primary commodity out of Nigeria. One of the main suppliers of palm oil was the Benin Kingdom. And you have to watch my video of one of the greatest African kings most of you have never heard of, Oba of Oranwe. This is an important story for me personally because I am from that region, so they are my people. And his fight with the empire over palm oil is one of the greatest stories of African colonial history. Anyway, everyone wanted palm oil, and especially the British. A man called George Goldie set up the United African Company in 1879, which was then changed to the National African Company. He structured the palm oil business in the Niger Delta region, and by 1884, he had a monopoly that the British could exploit. So in 1886, Goldie violated the agreement he had made with the chiefs and moved his operations into River Niger and Benue. The company was also renamed at this point to Royal Niger Company. Goldie tricked the chiefs into signing unfair trade deals, giving Goldie exclusive rights to export palm oil instead of what the chiefs thought would be free trade. These contracts were written in English, a language we didn't understand, and based on laws that were not our own. Now, guys, this is similar to something I learned when I was in university about the deals done with the Native Americans in what is now known as the United States of America. A very similar thing where deals were done in contracts in English with laws that had nothing to do with the Native Americans. There was a meeting called the Berlin Conference in 1884 to 1885, set up by Germany's first chancellor, Otto von Bismarck. This was where the colonial powers discussed how to carve up Africa and structure trade across the pieces of our continent that they would take. We were not a part of this conversation. The best way to think of this is like the NBA drafts. Guys were out there making bids between lunch breaks and spa sessions. At this conference, the kingdom of Opobo was given to Britain. When King Jaja of Opobo tried to export his own palm oil, he was accused of obstructing commerce and then exiled. How crazy is that? And on his way home in 1891, he was poisoned with a cup of tea. Guys, I couldn't make this stuff up. The Jaja of Opobo story made other chiefs in the region very wary of their deals with the British Empire. King Koko of Nembe Brass was one of those chiefs. He tried to take down the Royal Niger Company and attacked the company headquarters in Akassa, Bayelsa on January 29, 1895. King Koko captured 60 white men and lost 40 of his own soldiers. He used the 60 hostages to demand he be allowed free trade, the agreement he believed he had signed with the British company in the first place. They refused, and he killed 40 of his hostages. The British Royal Navy retaliated by leveling the city of Brass completely on February 20th, 1895. King Koko went into exile, and the British not only took control of the palm oil he once had, but also fined the people of his kingdom £500 as well as confiscating their weapons. Tragically, King Koko committed suicide in exile in 1898 after being branded an outlaw by the British company that had taken his kingdom, palm oil, and reputation. The Royal Niger Company sold its territory to the British government for £865,000 in the late 1800s. This territory was known as Nigeria. In 1914, the Southern Protectorate and Northern Protectorate was combined by Lord Lugard. And like that, the Royal Niger Company was rebranded as a country, which would gain independence on October 1st, 1960. Lugard is a place in Nigeria today, like there's a street called Lugard in Ikoyi. The Royal Niger Company changed its name to the Niger Company Limited, and it was then acquired by Unilever. Unilever still operates in Nigeria to this day. And that, my brothers and sisters, is how Nigeria came to be. We have a long way to go to fix the country. And it starts with the February elections. But we won't ever have a hope in a solution to our problems if we don't know how they started. I'm not about asking anyone else to fix this. This is about knowing your history. Nigeria was never a country we created. It was a company designed by colonizers for profits. And a lot of the infrastructure put in place for that siphoning of resources out of our land are still very much in place today. Crude oil simply replaced palm oil, and soon lithium may replace crude oil. I feel angry not just for what happened to my ancestors, but the fact that I wasn't taught about this in school in Nigeria, and that our children are not being taught about these things now. Every Nigerian going to the polls should know everything about who we are and what we're up against and the creation of Nigeria. I would like to take this moment to thank all my followers and subscribers.
So that is what we are talking about. He can identify the problem, but cannot identify the solution, because he is still dancing on the tone of the oppressors. Anything that has to do with Nigeria election is about promoting the tone, the setup of the oppressors. Nigeria does not need any election. What Nigeria really needs is referendum for separation, for disintegration. So I don't know why these people are afraid of being on their own. So that is where the problem lies. Now, people have been so brainwashed for age long that they only think from the perspective of the oppressors. There is nothing different between the people supporting to go to voting and the oppressors presenting any candidates, because anybody you will vote is just among them. And there is a laid-down structure of the Nigeria that is fraud, and that is about commerce of the cabals, commerce of the globalists. That is the foundation of Nigeria, and not for the people at all. They only come to excavate our natural resources, buying our human potential, taking them to their own countries, and left us empty-handed and leave us empty-handed. That is all. Then they will come and tell us to go and vote. We begin to dance according to what they have said, that we should go and vote, that you should go and vote. That is the reason we know what they know, and that is the reason they keep persecuting our own people, killing our members. Just the way this young man has said that in the past they kill many of the Biafra ancestors who tried to liberate their own people, alleging them King Judge of Opobo was poisoned with a cup of tea. Then the king of Nembe was chased out from his hometown, which led to him committing suicide. Those who really want to liberate the people become their targets. They blackmail them, emotional blackmail of different kinds, setting them up against the people, and they were frustrated and at times being killed. That is the same thing happening until today. So, Mama Patricia, then veteran, hello, Okay.
I'm here.
Yes. Within 2 minutes, say something about this. Then Mama Patricia, you take over. Mama Patricia will be talking about the bank matter, talking about the issue of Nigeria being a commercial center. Then Veteran, you have said narrated about the banking issue. Then narrate about the Nigeria being a commercial center within 2 minutes. Mama Patricia, you take over the microphone. Thereafter, coming up with your memory verse of the day. The Veteran, just briefly.
Thank you very much.
2 minutes.
More.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, I will only say good morning to that fool that gave this story now, because it is too late. Where has he been? Did he not hear Martin Nnamdi Kanu say all these things? Is it sure he made his own research? Or based on what our leader said, he came to talk of this nonsense? For how long? What is the difference between investment and commercial motive? Our leader said Nigeria is a British investment. What is the difference?
Nothing.
So that it is built on commerce. It's only a change of tone and the language. So whoever in that is true, that says he has not had this narrative is a liar. Nigeria is a synonym of Niger Royal Company. So Nigeria is that investment, that Niger Royal Company that vomits all the money Britain needs. Be it cocoa, be it oil, palm oil, be it rubber, whatever natural resource you can think about. Even our arts, Britain carried them away. So what else did they know? It is all about money. It is all about their economic interest. It is all about their political interest. Power. They must cage you. And you are always afraid to come out and say, this is my country. This is where I belong. There is no white man here. White man has nothing to do about it. And yet, people know all these things. P2B, Chineke Brono. P2B, Idege Buruburu ya Nejinulo. Does he know all this? Does he not know all these things? Rather than fight a just to fight, he is enslaving you, carrying the youth to another slavery, another bondage, another darkness. History, you know nothing about your history. Where I am today, even a 2-year-old boy knows about his history. And this is why when they get up, they are proud of their country, because they know everything. They go to every park, they identify the statue of those who sacrificed their lives for them. So also every country, they study their history, not the history of Lord Baden-Powell, not the history of Lord Lugard, not the history of Florence Nightingale, Hebrew rubbish people. What is their connection with your country? Why must you study their history rather than study? Have you ever studied the history of Nnamdi Azikiwe? Have you ever studied the history of Michael Okpara? Did you study about the Judge of Opobo? Why? Biafrans, say no to evil. Say no to lies. And stand on the truth. Your identity, who you are, and what you are meant to be, and where you are meant to be. So that you will be that light that God has made you to be. You are light. Biafra is light. Biafra is prosperity. Biafra is the solution of everything you need in life. Support Biafra. And say no to any Nigerian election in Biafra land. Say no to any promotion of any idiot wearing the Igbo dress, but a Fulani seed. You see, even in the Bible, they tell you if tara mkpụrụ and the mkpụrụ osisi, you never see it. And when you are wepụtara ihe, apple anyị na-ata every day. What is this mkpụrụ osisi? The serpent seeds, the Fulani seeds. Say no to them and kick them out of that Biafra because they are Fulani seeds and they have no place, no portion in that place. And you can only do this by saying no to election. You are not boycotting election. You are saying no. There will be no election in this place. This is my territory. They hate you and hate you with passion. There is nothing you do that pleases
Mama Patricia. Yeah. You can just take it from there. Then talk about the monetary issue, monetary banking issue, then round it up with Nigeria being a commercial center to the colonies. Then you end the program with the presentation of your memory verse of the day. Go ahead.
All right. Thank you so much.
God bless you.
Yeah, we've had the young man that spoke. And I think he's just waking up now to get hold of this piece of information. But just like you said, he's able to identify with the problem, but unable to give or take the solutions given for it. He's still remaining in the same cake, in a round bowl or what they say. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have already told us that's why we are proud, we are happy, we are grateful first to God and then to Mazi, who took the bull by the horn, who took the challenge that God gave to him and did not refuse to carry this burden. And he must be rewarded because God is faithful. He has already told us what Nigeria is all about. The foundation, the creation, the intent. And now he brought us to the limelight, to know who we are, and to stand on the ground with the truth that destroys every kingdom, no matter how that. Tell me, what can any kingdom in this world be stronger than the kingdom of Lucifer? He is the God of this world. And yet, upon the power God gave him, being the God of the whole universe, the truth alone that Jesus gave him sent him packing. And he was totally destroyed, defeated. That to the point of today, Satan cannot stand where there is light, cannot stand where there is truth, neither can he stand where there is righteousness and justice. And that is the truth that Mazi brought from God, who has prepared him and said, now go and deliver Africa. And as many that hear, they will receive their freedom. Because God is the only creator of the whole universe and all the countries in it. God is the only one that is in his hand to control or do whatever he wants to do. Not Satan, not his agents. So, this my brother, wherever he is, that spoke about this and saying we must know how to know when we started and know what to do about Nigeria. So he didn't hear, being that it's a business set up for the Britain, being that it was sold to Britain, that industrial called Nigeria, which they gave the name. He cannot come to the realization that it's time to tell the British, no matter how they collude among themselves, bringing up these agents, the mafias, called the leaders, and put them in different positions so that they do their beats. We listened to last week, I think Collins played it, or I had it from somewhere. One of them, this same Western Britain, was saying they don't want Africa to ever exist, because if Africa rises up, Western world will go down in a jiffy. And he said because of this, they gave them the conditions for how they will stay and how they will think, and even to accept the knowledge that their poverty and their stupidity is their fault, not them that caused it. And that if anyone among them proves stubborn or intelligent, what they do is to kill the person. And that is how they have been doing from the word go. But I want to remind them, the British government, and America too, France, all the Western world, all the international world that has been in this seat, this darkness kingdom. You people are there. Britain, France, Germany, America. You were all there when Germany, Hitler was destroyed. You were all there when the Berlin Wall was broken. You were all there when Pharaoh that refused to let Israel go was torn apart. You were all there when Martin Luther broke through. You were all there when Roman Empire was dissolved. You were all there, and so on and so forth, happening in your eyes to tell you that you are not in control, neither are you in command. Until this time, you have reigned and prevailed. But the word of God, the word of truth and light, told us, Biafrans, that a troop will overcome them. But at the end, they will overcome their enemies. And so has it been going on from our past history. So as we are telling you now, this is your end now. The end of the line. It has been drawn. Your time has expired. Britain, your time over Biafra and over Africa has expired. That your business entity called Nigeria, that is not yours, it will be taken away from you very, very soon. It doesn't matter how hand in hand you go together to make it to stand. It will collapse like the wall of Jericho. Like every other kingdom now that we have mentioned, from Roman Empire to German, Berlin Wall, and America with everything. The same way they collapse, because kingdoms come and kingdoms go. But the only kingdom that remains is the one that God says will remain, because He is the author and sole creator and owner, both of nations and of men. Until now, you have reigned your evil time over Biafra. But so long as Mazi Nnamdi Kanu came up with this truth that cannot be buried or defeated, he has won the battle over you. It's a matter of time now. All that you have done for the past years until now will be leveled on you and all of you. So, your business center being Nigeria, the stealing and stealing of the materials of even human beings, not just resources that you're taking, mineral resources. You also are taking about human resources to enrich yourself. But your time has come to an end, because we, the risen son, the risen children of God, we have known the truth, and the truth has set us free. And the truth that we have known is taking us to our freedom. No more in bondage, whether psychological bondage or emotional bondage or spiritual bondage. Nothing, not anymore. So continue your campaign from pillar to post. Biafra is going home. Whether you like it or you don't like it, Biafra is going home, and it will happen in your eyes. As you have done to Biafrans, the same way it's coming to you. Many of your allied countries, as Mazi said it, they will be going out one by one. One by one, they will be exiting from you, exiting from you, exiting from you. And you will suffer what Biafrans have suffered. Both you and your son or daughter, whatever you call the Fulanis, that you gave the power into their hand, because you know that they are vagabonds and they are fools moving around without having a destination. And you decide to use them to deal on the people of God. Get ready, because the repercussion is at your door. And we are going home. So, Biafrans, let's go to our memory verse of today, because our time is fast running out. As we all know, we never come on our Sunday school on Sundays, standing on what Mazi has handed over to us, to continue on relenting, to continue without turning left or right, but to continue on this truth. And our strength and courage and hope and victory is in this word, the word of life and word of truth, that breaks the backs of our enemies and renders them useless. We are going to get the word again today, and that is in Matthew 24, from verses 4 to 13.
I read.
Okay.
Jesus answered them, "Be careful that no one misleads you, deceiving you and leading you into error. For many will come on the strength of my name, appropriating the name which belongs to me, saying, I am the Christ, the Messiah, and they will lead many astray. And you will hear of wars and rumors of war. See that you are not frightened and troubled, for this must take place, but the end is not yet. For nation will rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there will be famine and earthquakes in place after place. All this is but the beginning, the early pain of the birth pangs of the intolerable anguish. Then they will hand you over to suffer afflictions and tribulation and put you to death, and you will be hated by all nations for my name's sake. And then many will be offended and repelled and will begin to distrust and desert him who they ought to trust and obey, and will stumble and fall away and betray one another and pursue one another with hatred. And many false prophets will rise up and deceive and lead many into error. And the love of the great body of people will grow cold because of the multiplied lawlessness and iniquity. But he who endures to the end will be saved.
All right. Thank you so much. Dear friends, we have had the reading of the Torah, the word of truth, the word of light. There's a place of the Bible that says the word is a lamp unto my feet and a light unto my path. Why? That's in Psalms. Because when you have this truth in you, it will guide you to success. It will guide you to prosperity. It will give you life. You will not err when you have this word embedded in you in truth and in sincerity. This is the guideline to anything you're looking for, whether it's in a nation, building of a nation, or building of yourself as an individual, or building of family. This is the word. Here, we have seen what Jesus said here. What will happen or what will be seen at this end time. He said it over more than 2,000 years back. Now, those things we're seeing it now. Just like what our Mazi leader told us about the zoo. What will be happening? And we are seeing it. The last one was this money issue that we are discussing today. How they will bring economic jihad to the Biafrans. Because they said it already, they will make Biafrans irrelevant. They will make sure that they impoverish them until they bow down to their Korah. And many of the mixed multitudes are already bowing down. Mazi said it. The money that they will bring to buy you your souls out, you will be taken away immediately. And that is what we are seeing now. All those signs that Jesus said, we are seeing it, earthquake, war, and all that, it's happening. The ones that we are living live and direct in Biafra land, even in the zoo, that the confusion that the Britain created and called it a nation when it's not, when they know it's not. The lie foundation they led, that people are walking in darkness in it. We all are seeing it because Mazi exposed those things. But I want you, Biafrans, let us, all of us, as you read this Matthew chapter 24, read it with calmness and understanding. and ask God to help you. Find out if there is not any word here which has not come to pass, as it connects the whole world, and as the one that Mazi told us about Nigeria and our existence there. So long as we allow Nigeria to continue, and that is how far our agony will be increasing, multiplying. But the earlier we quit, it's better for us. But let's have this word before we go. Verse 13 is exactly where I want us to hold as the key word. 13 says, but he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. We as Biafrans, and as children of God, and as Christians, we are faced with so many trials now, so many difficulties, so many tribulations, so many famine and hunger. Wickedness is increasing. Brothers are selling their own. The juju and the people are increasing the more. Everything we are seeing it. Even those that Mazi came to bring first, like Jesus, when Jesus came, he brought the gospel to the Jews first and then to the Gentiles. You ask me why? He begins always with a particular person, group, to reach the rest. When he was going to heaven, he told them, start from Jerusalem and then Judea and Samaria. So you begin from home. Mazi that came home to Biafrans, to the Igbos, the children of God, to bring them the light, to remind them you are not Nigerians, you are Biafrans. You belong to God. This is your identity. This is the right way you should worship God and leave sin and wickedness and envy and jealousy and everything evil. Leave it aside, and you see God fight for you. The same thing Moses told the Israelites. And that's what we are living now. But the good thing about that verse is said, the ones that will endure to the end, they shall be saved. That is why Mazi said, Biafra must come. It doesn't matter all the hurdles that wants to keep it from coming. It will look as if it will never come. It will look as if everybody will die. But he said, according to what God gave him, Biafra must come. Even if it's remaining one man, that man is the man that stood. That woman is the woman that stood to the end. Why is the woman or the man that stood to the end able to be saved? Because they saw all this lying, blackmailing, stabbers, those that are out for political solution like the DOS, those that talks from both sides of their mouth, those that have taken Biafra as a business trending mode or whatever. Those that in the back, they are selling the project, the sacred project to the Fulanis, to the governors, to Catherine Lang, that Mazi said, anywhere this woman goes, death tolls follows her. And Peter Obi go and went into signing to continue this pathway of Lucifer. These people, or few of them, I mean among those that will see the Biafra, are those that endured, have seen all this, but they stayed their ground. They refused their souls to be sold to the enemy. Just like Joseph refused to be sold to the enemy, the wife of Potiphar, the Jezebel of his time. He refused to be sold. Those are the people that will be saved. As many of the remnants of Biafrans that refuse to go out to stand to queue for election, that you know there is no country, there is no president, there is nothing that they care for you. As many that will sit at home and remember this gospel that has already been prophesied by Mazi, that Nigeria has gone and will never be fixed, not even an angel from heaven. As many that remembers this prophecy and keep at home and refuse to go and do their yeye and fake election, because election has been done already. Britain has told them who to put there so that they will continue their slavery and their robbing and their abominable. He has told them, they have told them already. So they just want to do their mago. That is why Catherine Lengi came and said, eligible Nigerians, come and do your franchise voting. We welcome you. Where in the world has such a thing been done? In all the world, even the poorest world, in the poorest nation in the world, where has Britain gone to do such in this 21st century or 23rd century? It's only where they claim to be their company. They can sack anyone they want. They can employ anyone they want so that their business will be going on. That is how they have employed P2B, because if P2B refuses to do what they want, they sack him and destroy his companies in their country, Britain. So these people must to do what they told them, or they destroy all their companies. So what I'm telling us is this: as many that will refuse to go out to vote, because Mazi said no elections in Biafra land ever again, and you sit at home and allow God to do what he wants to do for Biafra, those are the people that will be saved, because they went through all the famine. You people, every Biafrans are going through famine. They refuse to give you your money, your hard-earned money that you worked with your sweat. They refuse to give you water, running water, while Britain, they have it and to spare. They refuse to give you a good road, school, hospital, allow you to do your businesses, burn down your houses and companies, the little marketplace you have, brought to their cows to destroy your farm that you cannot even go to farm to eat. If you remember these things and you sit at home, no election in Biafra land, wake up call, wake up now, read the signs, and sit back at home and remember the prophet's word, Mazinam Deganu said so. Sit at home, no election in Biafra land. And woe betide the personnel that are in DOS, saying they are fighting and standing for structure Mazi gave them. They are not obeying Mazi, neither are they going with Mazi. They are for our enemies. The same way we hate the zoo, Catherine Lynn, the Britain, the British government. The same way we hate P2B and all their agents they put in Biafra land. The same way we hate this DOS personnel, Chike, Dozie, Chinasa, and the rest of their Iraqs, or even among the new groups that are everywhere. So long as you are standing for election in Biafra land, whether you are individual or in a group, whether you come out publicly to say it as a political solution, whether you're doing it under because they will give you position, you see what will come to you. The same word that Jesus told the Judas. It would have been better that you are not born. It would have been better than toiling with this servant's word, the prophet's word, which didn't come from his mouth. It's from God it came. So be careful how you tread. Be careful how you tread. Because the same way Judas hung himself, he didn't enjoy the money. That's how you all of you will hang yourself in your hotels, in your cars, in everywhere you think you're enjoying. Because Biafra must come. And only the true-hearted ones that fear God and stand on the truth and justice, those are the ones who enter. Those who didn't sell their soul for little pot of porridge of Ghana must go. Or position of a chairman, local government, or this or that. Those are the ones that will enter. But the rest, the flood will swallow them. The fire will consume them. Because this is a sacred mission that God will fulfill. Thank you, Biafrans, as we get on our loins, our belts, and get ready and fight to defend our land. Defend our land. No election in Biafra land. And woe betide any sect that comes to say otherwise. Thank you.
God bless you. Really good. That is
in Biafra land. No election.
No election in Biafra land. We have 13 days to go. 13 days to go for Biafra land lock and key. Sit at home. Sit at home on the 25th of this month of February 2023, because Nigeria is a taboo. Nigeria is a fraud. Nigeria is an extension of Britain, where they have just divided like a cake on a table in the Berlin Conference 1884 to 1885. That is where they had their conference, dividing Africa on which country each of them should colonize, how they will be sharing our resources, how they will keep us under slavery, including colonizing us educationally. We begin to learn rubbish, while they give the proper education to their own people to learn on how to become our slave masters. So all those barriers is what we are broken. And they can only be sustaining those barriers with electionarism, because they are the people that control the government system in Africa and the Biafra land, Nigeria to be precise. They control the governance system. As far as you continue to vote under the name they have given to us as Nigeria, you can never get the freedom you need. You can never get justice. You can never get your right. Rather, they will only keep you waiting and hoping for nothing, while they will be balancing and continue to strike to take over completely and forever. That is their target. And that is the reason you must not support them in any way. And that is the reason we must continue to apply the rules of civil disobedience, of which we should be deciding on what we should do and not doing what they want us to do. What they want us to do is to keep on participating in election. But what we want to do is to sit at home, because the election had not been doing us any good. Rather, it had always been harm and slavery, and will continue to be the same. So the program has come to an end. We are very, very grateful for your attention. We are saying bye to all of you, and we are to meet with you again.